Panago Pizza presents SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go!
So we're back from a very productive Christmas, New Year's break. We just watched Team Canada win. We'll break that down. A little Canada fan reaction.
Hey, we just watched the Vikings beat the Saints is what we just
did
watched.
they win?
Yeah, they scored a touchdown overtime. Game over.
Go football.
Go football.
That's amazing. I'm really sad I'm not going to get to watch my annual Patriots game.
But the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I see what he did there.
It's fun. I always cheer for whoever's playing the Patriots. And then the Patriots win, and I go, next time. That's basically how it works.
Well, it looks like Tom Brady is leaving and going to, what is it, the Rams next year?
People
or
are saying
Chargers?
the Chargers because the Chargers are moving into a new stadium and they're going to need
They need somebody.
because they can't sell seat licenses and
Did you see what
bring
Pete
old
Blackburn
good old
posted?
Tom Brady. What did he say?
Pete Blackburn's like, I will post a butt-ass naked nude if Tom Brady ever plays a game for a team not the Patriots.
He might have to do it.
What? Oh, Pete?
Yeah.
He might have to do that.
That's a real
Also,
possibility
he
right
might.
Are you upset about seeing Pete Blackburn naked?
No.
I mean, he's in
Nah.
guy's in really good shape.
Yeah, he works
He is.
out.
He always makes me mad.
Bit of an
Especially
Adonis.
in the summer.
Yeah.
With his hockey basketball tanks. And I'm just like, shut up, Jack Pete.
Yeah, I can't wear.
Stop being
I can't
Jack,
wear
Pete.
tanks.
You short
It's been
king.
years since I could wear a tank without embarrassing myself.
I can wear a tank, but I have a tank. So I got to get rid of that.
That tank.
I have to get rid of the
To wear
guts.
the tank.
3 straight days at the gym.
Oh.
I'm practically an Olympian.
Oh,
David
that's right.
Goggins, what?
Do
So-
people go to the gym in January
Yes.
and then not in February? Or maybe fall off around the third
Oh,
week?
yeah.
I think that's
I don't know.
See, the thing is that what sucks about the gym is it takes a while for it to actually kick in. It takes about 6 weeks.
It's the worst.
And so people are like, they could win about week 3, week 4. And
Every
but, you know,
year.
I think Steve, you're not talking about what you should be talking about, which is
What
how
was
you
that?
spent your holiday.
Oh,
Yeah. So what did you do this holiday season? Except because you weren't on Twitter much.
no. And it was great. And anytime I did get on Twitter, I was like, why did I do that? I had a quiet New Year's Eve. We did ice surfing
Yes.
till 10. Then I got to my friend's place like 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. Okay, and then I played catch up and was the drunkest there. Yeah, man, I just chilled and watched Red Dead Redemption videos.
Wow.
That
Now,
is
was
seriously
it-
what I did.
Was it?
And watched a lot of hockey.
Was it the who's the YouTuber that you hate that does Red Dead
Well,
Redemption
there's
videos?
Mr. Boss WTF.
Now,
who
why do you
is-
hate him?
Because he's a clickbaity liar who's always like, "Oh, here's Dutch's ghost in Red Dead Redemption," and
Even though
there's
Dutch doesn't die until 1911.
No,
because in Red Dead
and there's a
Redemption 1,
friggin-
he
Who
was
is
there.
Dutch?
Dutch is one of the good guy, bad guys.
who's Dutch?
I've never played.
You
the
got to
game.
play it, man. It's so much fun. It's so much
I'm
fun.
not into.
It's it's
Open world
just a
kinda.
delicious storyline.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why you need to play it. It's not
Okay.
exactly hard. It's,
First of all, you're wrong.
I
Second
play
of all,
sports games. That's it.
yeah, and to not play Red Dead Redemption is wrong.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it's wrong. No, but then like the thumbnail will be Alive Dutch and Ghost Dutch, and then you watch the video and you're like, "There's no Ghost Dutch at all." So I hate that guy. Fizzy is a guy. He's the only person I'm a patron of, partly because I love his videos, and the other part is because I got so sick of the other guy. And then YouTube added that function where you could say I'm not interested in this channel. Because I was because of the algorithm, I'm so
Oh.
interested in Red Dead videos.
So you can get
but
rid
this
of
friggin'
creepy
guy
Joe Rogan
always
videos.
popped up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can be like,
Great.
I don't want to watch this or I don't want to watch that. And
You can also rate videos after you watch them sometimes. Sometimes they'll do like a quick survey and it'll
Oh,
pop
yeah,
up back
yeah.
on your like your main YouTube feed and it'll be like, out of 5 stars, how did you like this video? Was it like, did we recommend the right one? And you can be like, no, I don't want any more of these Joe Rogan thinks aliens might land on the spaceship in NASA.
I wish so bad there was a way to be like, can I watch only the good Joe Rogan videos? But there's no way to tell the algorithm that.
No.
Right.
Hello,
Only the- only
Mr.
the good
Algorithm.
Yeah. Oh, that damn rhythm. Yeah, man, that's what I did.
Well, I'm just 'cause
Played
I'm
a
ju-
lot of Chell, too.
I'm just reading through Mr. Boss WTF's, just the collection of great titles that he's got. So let's go.
There was another one I saw, biggest playoff hits in the NHL, and it was Zdeno Chara standing over a downed Alex Ovechkin. Problem, they're both in home jerseys, and Ovechkin is very clearly photoshopped into the picture. That hit never happened. Sorry, I hate
Did you
that
click?
shit. No!
Oh,
because
okay.
Are you
I was
sure?
about to, and I went, oh!
I'm not paying that dollar.
I
No
am
way.
not. I will not give him 1/10 of a cent by clicking this, or whatever it is.
No, you didn't Mazda negotiate that? Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh. And then I said, all right, and I clicked it. It's
Yeah,
basically,
I'm not going to do this.
tell me about Mr. Boss, what the fuck?
Okay, so what happens if you get inside the Devil's Treehouse in Red Dead Redemption 2?
The Devil's Treehouse. What does happen?
I don't know. You'll have to find out.
Guess we'll never know.
What about, have you found out about Dutch Vanderland's secret identity, which is revealed in Red Dead Redemption 2?
No, it isn't. Is that his real name isn't Dutch? Because Fishy touches upon that. He just didn't need a whole freaking video for it.
The one big thing that
hate
most
this
players
guy.
never noticed about Micah Bell in Red Dead Redemption 2. What could it be? I wonder.
What could it be? And what's the thumbnail?
I don't. Oh, it's the thumbnail is just the guy walking.
Oh,
Arthur
man.
Walken. Arthur Walken.
Super mysterious.
The untold story of the Vanderland gang
The untold story.
of the Van. Yes, even though
It's
the whole
a fictional story, so the whole story is told. There is no untold story.
What really happens if you get inside the escaped prisoners cabinet in Red Dead Redemption 2? What could
I'd love to
happen?
know.
Wow. And
Probably nothing.
So, yeah.
Like every one of this guy's friggin' videos.
he's getting, like, I'm looking at the videos he's got.
They're
and he's-
all like 1.5 million.
No, they're not. They're like
A lot of them are.
85, 61, 88,000, 188,000.
That's still really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's great. No, listen, good for him. But like, I mean, he's not. They're not. I'm sure he's got some bangers, but these are not all crazy.
He does not have bangers. As someone who watches a disgusting amount of Red Dead content, he has no bangers.
Why don't you just play it though?
Because I've already played it twice,
Oh,
and which is 120 hours.
that's a lot of time.
It's 60 hours each playthrough, pretty much. If you do it
Are
properly.
you actually learning anything new at this point?
I actually am.
Really?
Because it's such a disgustingly huge map. And I guess they realized, oh, okay, people have finally overturned every rock. They're adding updates with like, oh, there's a guy like hanging from this rock that didn't used to be there. And so they're adding all these new little Easter eggs.
Oh, okay. So you can go see them.
Rockstar Games. It's the best.
It is great.
My life's goal is to be on the radio in a GTA game. It's my life's goal.
Oh man, I would die. That would be
Oh.
amazing.
Oh.
To be one of the DJs?
Or to be a character in Shell. 50 overall skating.
You can
Which
just-
is generous.
Can you not create your own player? And do your own?
No, I want it done for me.
Oh, okay. You want it to just exist within the game.
Yeah, I want a character with like an oblong body and giant head. And just the biggest helmet in the
you
game
know what
beside
you should have?
JVR.
You should have the Eric Lindros body from NHL 99,
just
which is just a tree trunk.
just him, Sundin, and Ponikarovsky coming down the ice. They were ridiculous looking. It was the best. And then you get Kyle Wellwood in there. That
or
little,
Theo Fleury.
those little ticks you just pick out of your dog's fur and they just rush up the ice and they score a goal. And then they celebrate with Ponikarovsky and Lindros and Sundin. I had a great Christmas.
Listen, you've been
Didn't
waiting
tell?
for this for 2 weeks now. Specifically, you've waited for Jesse's answer for this, and now we're going to get into it. Who wore the crown, gentlemen?
I wonder.
Live life generously. Life will treat you royally. Why not pour yourself a crown royal? Because we're going to talk about who wore the crown. The Leaf, who gives it all for their team, for the blue and white, because it's our town, it's our crown. It's not about what you have, but what you give. So let's get into it. Brought to you by our friends at Crown Royal. Live generously. Life treats you royally. Steve Dangle. I guess we'll go from the last game. Or do we want to go over the last 2 weeks? Would you prefer to
When
do
was
it
our last show?
Last show
That's a good
was the
question.
Friday, December the 21st, I want to say.
Yeah, so we haven't even done a show since the 8-6 Carolina game.
No, we haven't.
What? They have not, since we went on break, lost in regulation.
That's great.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
That's unreal.
2 weeks.
So the crown is the entire damn team, but I got to give it to one person. This guy cannot stop, and he's looking more and more dominant on a new line. Last night, he can make tip-ins look impressive. Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
The
wow.
turnaround, no look,
Golf
tipping over
chip.
his shoulder. I don't know how he did it.
And the read of the play where
Yeah.
like he almost what I said was it looked like he did it on purpose, but in order for him to have done what he did on purpose, he would have had to know that Johnny Boychuk was going to shank it. So it's like he Jedi mind went and like just got him to miss it, went to the net. Why would he go to the net? The Leafs don't even have possession because I know we're about to get it because I'm a friggin' Jedi. And then Marner sets him up. No, look, it's ridiculous. The comeback against the Rangers to secure a point. We haven't done one since the Carolina game, so the friggin' setup for the Marner 6-5 goal. He's been unstoppable.
The spinorama. I forgot we didn't even talk about
We haven't even
the kids game. Yeah.
no, and that was
Next year we should be at the kids game.
Yeah, the next
we are
gen.
kids.
Yeah.
I've been. I went to the first one.
Oh, fun.
They've played 3 next generation games. 2 are against Carolina. In both those games, they put up 8 goals.
Yes, I remember the other one was
Wow.
like, wasn't it 8-2 last year?
Last year they played Minnesota, and
the
I
year
want to say
before.
they lost. But the year before, they wrecked Scott Darling's day, and they saved Mitch Marner's season because he was so cold, and he scored in that game. And I want to say it was like his 4th or 5th goal of the season, and then after that he just went God mode for the rest of the way. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, getting back to what you said, Austin Matthews, where's the crown? He's been unbelievable.
I'm going to give it to Freddie Anderson, who until last night had not rested. He
At all.
started everything, did everything, stopped everything.
Yeah.
And there were a couple games where some goals went in. Who cares? They won. Freddie Anderson
Has Hutchinson won 3 games since we did our last show?
2.
2?
Yeah.
That's still a lot.
Hey, that's 2 more than he had.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just the 2 on the
He
year.
passed his win total from last year.
It's funny that like Freddie Anderson is finally going to the All-Star game.
He deserves it.
He's deserved it for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy. It took the Leafs being really bad under Mike Babcock for Freddie Anderson to finally get his due. Oh, Freddie's good. Oh, no way. Freddie's been unbelievable. He's got a .916 save percentage, 21 wins already. 21 wins already. Think about that. And he is on pace right now, I think, to start 67 or 68 games. Now, that is way too much.
And it's going to come down.
It is
It
gonna
has
come
to
down.
change.
Yeah.
But you got to think that this guy could beat his own record for most wins as a Leaf goalie this season.
Yeah.
And he could do it in a rather short amount of time the way they're playing. I almost gave my crown to Sheldon Keith, who is the first Leafs coach in 103 years ever. So the franchise is 103 years old to get 15 wins in his first 20 games.
It's preposterous.
He beat Hap Day of the
Did he?
1940-1941 Leafs. You know,
What?
while we were in like full-blown World War II mode.
I bet it was a Hap day when he set that record. You see, because
That is isn't that the most like 40s name you've ever heard? Hap Day?
Hap Day. I'm surprised he didn't play baseball.
Yeah.
Hap
well,
Day seems like a baseball name, right?
but yeah, it would. I think the hockey names stopped being hockey names. I think in the 70s. You know what I mean? You had a lot of Bobbies in the 70s
A lot
and stuff.
Bobby Schmatz,
Yeah.
Bobby Orr.
Bobby Holl.
Not a lot of Sprague and
Sprague Cleghorn.
Sprague Cleghorn, and who was the other one? Odie.
Odie.
Sprague and his brother Odie Cleghorn. Just a
Man.
variety of vegetable-sounding, Charlie Brown-sounding characters.
Jesse.
It's a 123-point pace, by the way, that Sheldon Keith
That's
is on
great.
for his career.
Now, like, remember that 4 weeks ago, they were 4. What were they? They were 6-4 under Sheldon Keefe or something, and it was like, well, they look better, but they still got a lot of work to do.
I think they were
And-
briefly 500 under Keith. Yeah, it was. They didn't. They looked different, but the
but
results
it hadn't built yet.
Yeah, and like they still. I know they didn't have Marner for at least the first game, and then, man, guys keep going down. Janssen, Moore is.
It's hard to keep
back
track
out.
of all these injuries.
Mikheyev,
Mudhead has a
guys,
broken foot.
Guys,
McCann's got a broken foot.
Hey
I mean,
guys,
yeah.
you guys want to stop on that and get on to Jesse's crown?
Oh,
so
right.
we can get to Jesse's crown and then we can talk about that.
Sorry,
We talked
Come
about
on,
all
guys.
the injuries.
Guys,
Now,
come on.
the coffee.
The man walked to the bus on a broken foot,
Oh.
just in his dress shoes.
Ah,
Tough
be tough
human.
to reach for the handle if you got it. surgery on it. Okay, fine. First whiff of 2020.
I thought you were talking about Muzzin. That's how
No,
bad
I
that was.
wasn't.
Yeah, I was talking about Muzzin.
I keep forgetting that Muzzin's out, but McKay had an injury
I
too.
was
Yeah.
saying words.
Jesse.
You guys.
Oh man. You know where it's going when he says you guys.
My crown's going back 18 days.
Ooh.
2 weeks and 4 days. December 18th to January 5th at 2 p.m. is around when I looked up the final stats.
Wow.
Yeah. So if we start there and we look back, we will find who the best offensive player in the NHL has been.
The best.
The best.
There's like 800 players, and this one's the best.
If you're making a top 50 list of Russians, what are we ranking?
Best.
What are those rankings based on? It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Best.
William Nylander, who's going to get my crown. I think he deserves it. I don't know.
That's fair.
Has been the best offensive player in the NHL since December 18th. Goals, first place with 8.
Wow.
Even strength goals, tied for first with Max Domi for 6. He has 6 in the points. Tied for third, 14, behind Matthews and Huberdeau, who have 15.
Behind a teammate.
6th in even strength points with 9. Players who have taken at least 20 shots, first in shooting percentage.
Oh, so wait, how many? 9? Or no, 8 goals. And he scored 8 goals on 20 shots?
At least he's taken, I don't know how many. I think he's taken 23 shots. He's shooting 34.8%.
That's
Wow.
a little bit good.
First in shooting percentage.
my
Tied for 5th in power play points.
Those
Zero-
don't count though.
No.
Those don't
Do
count. Yeah.
not.
They don't
So
count.
we can just focus on the even strength ones, which he leads. So let's
No,
just do
that's
that.
great.
0 penalty minutes.
Wow, that
That's a big
is
deal.
just
Come
as
on.
impressive.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the best player in the NHL over the last 2 weeks and 4 days.
Legit, though. Like, oh my God. It's... Everything
In
has
every
been
offensive
so fun.
metric. It
It's
doesn't
just
make
been so
sense.
fun. Oh, I'm enjoying this so much.
It's. I think the last time I enjoyed it this much, it was 2017.
yeah.
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 I did not
think so.
enjoy 2018, 2019. I didn't.
I've gotten superstitious with Twitter. No, well, maybe just a little stitious, but like I almost never tweet during games now, or it'll be like 2 or 3 max, because I feel like the more I tweet, the more they lose.
Jesse, remember when Steve wouldn't watch the playoffs with us because he had to be on his good luck couch,
Uh-huh.
and they haven't made it past the first round and since
think-
2004.
it's
But the
genetic.
couch is
Do
good
you
luck.
think maybe it's not good luck?
Maybe the couch isn't good luck. Maybe
genetic.
your tweets have nothing to do with the
Maybe.
game.
Dude,
Have
it
you
has everything to do with it.
How do you consider that there's zero connection?
There is, dude. I called my mom to talk about the gold medal game, and she's like, "Oh, your dad who watched the whole gold medal game,
Which gold medal game were we talking about?
Canada versus Russia,
The
World
one
Juniors."
you mean today?
Yeah, today.
Okay.
I called her right on my way in here, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Dad was in the basement for the final 5 minutes. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. He missed the Blue Jays winning the World Series. Watched the whole game,
And
went
just couldn't do
downstairs,
it.
couldn't take it.
In
And he missed
93?
Joe Carter.
Yes!
No.
Yeah, it's
the
genetic.
first one or the second one.
The first
Joe
yeah.
Carter was the second one.
I don't remember which one it was. I was 4 and 5. I
He
think
couldn't watch it.
That's
Wow.
couldn't watch it.
That sucks.
That's
You
a sports
that's
fan.
where I
though.
get it from.
That's a sports fan.
Yeah.
You know, that's-
Meanwhile, I like hold my eyes open and force my like watching things, stressing out, freaking out. But it's been fun.
I bet it's been fun.
Yeah.
William Nylander. Okay, so here, you want to wrap up the
Yeah, I
crown
do,
and then
I
we'll,
do.
we'll
Yeah,
keep
I
talking about Willy?
Let's do it.
That's who wore the crown for this week. Brought to you, as always, by Crown Royal. Next time the puck drops, why not?
Why not?
Live generously and treat your Leafs crew to a Crown Royal Old Fashioned.
Why not?
And why not talk more about Willy, who's done, like, as Jesse said, and there's going to be some people that probably disagree with this. I think it's
No, they're wrong.
hard to argue that he's been the best player in the NHL in the last 2 weeks. Pretty hard to argue. There are probably some other candidates.
And he's one of them.
One of
But-
them's his teammate, Austin Matthews.
Right. And
Or Mitch Marner
and
or John Tavares.
And I think you got to partially judge that based on how the team's done. And the team is the best team in the NHL in the last 20 games. They are, objectively.
That is
just by wins.
mind-blowing.
They are.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing. We're barely at the beginning of 2020, and now we're saying ridiculous things like, hey, the Bruins are right there.
Well, and the Bruins, I believe, in their last 20 games, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, I believe they only have 5 regulation wins in their last 20.
I think it's isn't it a 7-game losing streak?
They've had a really rough go.
Their
the
last
Leafs,
10 is 4-1-5.
Leafs and Bruins, I want to say, are 1 regulation win apart, or maybe tied. And the only thing that separates them is 6 points, and the Bruins have 6 more loser points than the Leafs do.
They do.
They've, I want to say the Leafs have 5, the Bruins have 11.
But here's what's interesting, too. If you got rid of the loser points, you would have essentially a 3-way tie between Boston, Toronto, and Tampa right now. So if it was only based on wins and
Tampa's
losses,
right bloody there.
Tampa has won 6 games in a row, and they have played 3 less games than both Toronto and Boston. They've got 50 points. Toronto's got 53, and Boston's got 59. Suddenly, like we were talking 2 weeks ago as if catching the Bruins was unthinkable.
And the Lightning are dead.
Yeah, well, I kept saying, no, they're the Lightning.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Boston,
some gritty wins, too.
Boston, I still think is Boston.
Yeah.
I think they're having a bit of a downspout.
It's no regulation wins in the last 3 games, but still.
That's
nothing.
That's
a
nothing.
blip.
Yeah.
It's just bad timing because Toronto and Tampa are in such a tear.
And they still have a 6-point
But
lead.
isn't it funny that you've got Florida on the outside looking in, and you've got Buffalo and Montreal, these teams that started pretty well, that were looking pretty good.
Tampa won such a big game over Buffalo, too. Buffalo was up 4-1. Tampa looked dead. And they came back and won that game, I want to say 6-4.
And it's funny, even if you look at the conferences, both wild card teams in both conferences, so you got Carolina and Philly right now, and Edmonton and Winnipeg, they're all at about 48 to 50 points, both of them. So if things remain as they are, you're going to have one of the craziest, on both sides, Eastern and Western Conference, craziest playoff fighting matches you'll ever see.
It's unbelievable.
Could be, because usually you've got so many teams that are like Detroit, New Jersey, and Ottawa out of it. But if things continue the way they are, you could have 5 or 6 teams in each conference fighting for those last 2 spots, which makes it even more important that Toronto and Tampa, teams that are expected to do well, continue to win the way that they are and lock these things in early. They are by no means locked in, and I mean, like, Florida is 3 points back of Tampa, 6 points back of the Leafs. It sounds like a lot, and it is.
You can make it up in a week.
Yeah. The Leafs did it.
Yep.
Well, they've done it in a month.
They're not going to play 15 wins in 20 games hockey for the rest of the year.
They can't.
They could.
Well, they could. Well,
theoretically, they absolutely can.
I logged on to Twitter for like 2 seconds to see what the reaction was when the Leafs lost to the Rangers, because I thought that was going to be interesting just by the fact that, people were it was so funny because this is a team that's red hot, and they did steal a point. And they still lost, whatever.
Yeah.
But people are like, you shouldn't be excited the Leafs got a point. They got only a point against the Rangers.
Wow.
I hate
are really
charging.
They're flirting with the playoff spot. Western road trip's been a bit tough.
Canucks got them last night.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Did they?
Man.
Yeah, so
And
they haven't had a good road trip. But
and
before that, they were right there. They were ahead of the Leafs in the standings like a week and a half ago.
They're about 7 points out of us.
Yeah, they've come back to earth real quick.
Wow.
But so is Montreal. Montreal's got only a point up on the Rangers.
Really?
Yeah. So, no, I think it's just funny to gauge the reaction, because obviously the Leafs have been winning, and they've been winning in the style that we expected them to win in, right? This is the style that we wanted them to be, that we hoped that they would play like, that Mike Babcock, that it's fun, isn't it? But it's dumb. That quote's been circulating over and over and over again. This is what this team was built to do. It was not built to win 1-0 games. It was built to win 8-6 games.
And they've had a couple imperfect lockdown wins.
I think last night was one of them.
Yeah,
where they
last
kind of
night
flipped it on its head.
Was I don't know about imperfect even. Like, their third periods have been getting noticeably better.
If you could stay up past the first period.
If you could stay up
Because
past the first.
holy moly, that was boring.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
really?
Lightning so the Islanders just play boring hockey. That's their thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. You got to admire it a little bit. They were analyzing it on the broadcast, and it looks like it's almost like you ever see like a cell under a microscope, how it just sort of morphs and blobs like that. That's exactly what they were doing. But the Leafs had a great third period in that one. They got shelled by Winnipeg for the most part, but I thought pretty good third period again.
Yeah, but Patrick Laine should have had 5 goals himself.
In the first.
Yeah.
And Minnesota, that was another one where the Leafs had a pretty bad second period where they got shelled a little bit.
That was also the game no one saw because it was on New Year's Eve because scheduling is perfect.
Yes, it was
better than
they
their
all
Vegas
saw it
game.
on ice surfing.
Better than their Vegas game a couple years ago when they went into Vegas and got shelled 5-0.
And just got murdered.
We were talking. I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show, but we talked about and flirted with the idea of all of us, all three of us, and our wives and girlfriends. Jesse was single at the time. Going to
Vegas.
Going to Vegas.
Oh.
And watching the game and spending New Year's Eve in Vegas.
Yeah.
Thank
God.
Goodness.
And also, the only reason we didn't is because I was getting married in a month.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was the only reason we didn't go. Thank God.
I still want to go see it.
It would have been a good time.
Yeah,
come
we
on.
would have had fun. But we would have paid like $400 cover to get into a club, and just been. Steve would have been depressed.
Yeah.
We would have had to try to cheer him up the whole night in Vegas.
You would have been trying to do an LFR from the club. Hey, I'm at the Grand.
Hey, everyone.
MGM found
Steve, that's not even your phone. That's a coaster. Hey, everyone, this is Mr. Boss. What the fuck? Anyone want to see what happens if the Leafs won tonight? Oh, they didn't. I gotta make a video of them winning anyway.
Can you please? You please do a video like an LFR, like Mr. Boss? What the
fuck? Doug Gilmour's coming back. Can you imagine? Sundin's playing Wade. Potvin's in that. And it's like the ghost of Felix Potvin.
That's how you should name your next LFRs.
You have to name your next LFR like that, and only people who listen to the show get it. Everybody else can be like, "What are you doing?"
I don't understand.
Doug Gilmour's coming back.
Unsubscribe, Doug Gilmour. We got to do it. So yeah, they locked down the third.
But you're talking about a team that, like you say, imperfectly locked down. You look at the players that you have that would lock down, right? Muzzin's out.
Yeah.
Mikheyev, who's been really good offensively, like shockingly good. If you have
and defensively,
39 games he played, he had 23 points. But it's what he does on the defensive side of the puck. You're like, man, wow, he's a really good player.
Super responsible.
You've got Cody Ceci back there, who is a bit of a you just don't know what's going to happen.
He had a really good game. Not last night, but the night before. Who they play?
The Jets.
The Jet versus the Jets.
Been
I
not
thought Ceci played a good game because he just did his role.
The last dozen games or so, like I wouldn't say he's been spectacular, but I definitely don't mind him. I don't mind him on the
He's
PK
never going to be spectacular.
No,
but if
he's
just
not.
is average, then it's like that's solid.
But what did we yell and scream for? I wanted him to be traded right away because they were playing him on the first
pair.
God-forsaken pair.
Yeah.
And now he's on the third, and weirdly, I don't hate him.
Right? That was the point.
Yeah.
It was because what pissed us off so much and made everybody crazy about Nikita Zaitsev was every time he got the puck, he'd just fire it off for an icing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and he was playing in a role where Nikita Zaitsev could never have succeeded.
No.
And so Babs took, like you said, took Cody Ceci, put him in a role he can't succeed in, and I don't
First line with Morgan Riley.
yeah. But now, the less you talk about him, the better game he had.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I want to say this, Martin Marincin, unless he's got the puck, has been really impressive. He's just terrifying.
He's a terrifying puck handler, but I don't mind him.
No,
as a stopgap.
I don't either. Don't either. But you look at the guys that they would shut down, and I specifically point to Jake Muzzin and that sort of thing. They don't have a lot of guys that would do that. But Mikheyev and Muzzin are two guys that I think are pretty responsible players.
Oh, yeah.
Those two guys are out. And they're still able to do things like play the Islanders and play them to a shutout in front of Michael Hutchinson.
And play the Islanders' way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Riley Berry, I think, has been getting much better.
Right. Well,
there's still a bit of an adventure.
Yeah, they sure are. But you know what? Better to have a high skill adventure than a low skill adventure.
Yeah.
We saw years and years of low skill adventure here in Toronto. I can understand why people are scared every time Riley versus whatever forward is in a one-on-one, as in like they're coming in on Riley. I get that.
Yeah.
But look at what he brings otherwise. There are weaknesses to his game, I agree. But Morgan Riley already has 25 points. Does
he?
Yeah.
Wow, and he's had such a hard time scoring.
Yeah, like that. This is the thing. He's had a hard time scoring. He's 6th on the team in scoring. It's Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares. Oh no, 5th. Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares, Riley.
Well, and they had the number one mission of, okay, we got to get Barrie to score. And now they have, and now it's been, I think, 28 or 9 games since Riley scored a goal.
Yep.
And it seems pretty obvious that they're really trying to get Morgan one.
Right.
They're, I forget which game it was. Yeah, it might have been the Rangers game. He had 10 shots.
Tyson Barrie, funnily enough, who had a terrible start to the year because of how he was being used. I'm looking at the points right now. He's only got 3 points less than Riley.
Under Sheldon Keith, he's on the pace that we all thought he would be, which is somewhere between
60, 70
55
points.
and 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the player. He is who we thought he was.
This whole fans of teams that aren't the Leafs, you're not going to get it. This whole Sheldon Keith run has been fantasy camp. Like, isn't it just all your dreams are coming true?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing everything I've ever wanted them to do.
And after last night's game, he said, "I know we need to start using our backup goalie more." And like that's the final piece to this puzzle.
We need to use a backup goalie more. Great. CC to third pair. Great. Riley Barrie. Great. Matthews with Marner. Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Babcock had over 3 years to even try it. And he never did.
Never did. Not
Refuse.
once.
Yeah.
Power play. Great. Penalty kill. Great. Calling up a bunch of guys from the Marlies. Great. Everything is coming up Millhouse. It's the best.
Right.
Except there's a couple things I do want to point out.
Of course.
And there is on every team.
Of course.
I don't know what Mason Marchment brings.
No, I don't think. Nah.
If
I
he-
haven't been overly impressed.
He might
but
be
it's
an
2
NHL
games.
player eventually, but he's not yet.
No.
I think Adam Brooks is an NHL player.
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
And I don't
Adam Brooks has
understand why
looked
they're not
amazing.
playing him.
No, I think it was they got to get Timoshov in the lineup once. They're just trying to rotate a little bit. Brooks had a fantastic game against Winnipeg,
Yeah.
and I thought it was a little tough taking him out of the lineup after that game. But I mean, I couldn't tell you how his first 3 games went because they didn't really play him. And then the Winnipeg game comes, and he's obviously full of piss and vinegar. I wonder if game 3, 4, 5 of Mason Marchment's career is better. First one, I was pretty unimpressed. Second one, he almost scored.
But was
overall,
he good? What did him and Gauthier have going?
not a ton. He's got a Mason Marchment's got a belligerent style, but like, what do you do when you're new somewhere? You go, "Sup, fuckers?" Or no, you go, "Hey, hi, I'm Mason." You know,
Sure.
no, we need him to be an asshole.
But he, as somebody who knows more about the Marlies than I would assume
little bit.
Adam and I do, he's never been projected to be a top 6 guy, right?
No, God, no. But
He's a fringe NHLer. I think
Yeah.
at best. But I don't know. To me, I just looked at that and I said, okay, for a guy that's expected to do that role, which is 4th line wing or whatever, I don't see it yet. Based on
Even
other
that,
players
even
that they
fourth
have.
line, you don't even see that.
Not yet.
No?
I didn't. I think they had better options, and I know that they're trying things out.
Yeah.
But I want to see more Adam Brooks. I do.
I was surprised just because Mason Marchment's played so little hockey, just because of all the injuries and surgeries he's had to go through. Bracco is dying for a chance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you're giving guys a shot.
Bracco's got to be the. Why is Bracco not the guy?
Well, because I have a feeling this is them strong arming him a bit because I was talking to someone. They're like, because Jeremy Bracco has asked for a trade, and they're
Has
like,
he?
yes.
Oh, wow.
So according to Elliot Friedman, Bracco, Timoshov, and Harper have all asked for the Leafs to at least explore.
If
it.
another opportunity came up,
Harper,
I get that.
Harper, I heard.
He's got that Carlson Hail Mary pass in 2017 to Hoffman. The goal celebration. Harper was Carlson's defense partner.
Yeah.
I couldn't
But
believe
he
that.
wasn't. But Ben Harper's not.
An
mean, he's
NHL player? No.
Not on. He's not. I don't think he's a starter on a team that's going to win the cup.
No, but he's played enough in the NHL that he probably wants the opportunity,
Sure.
and that's fine. Timoshov, I'm like, dude, were you going to make it out of camp anywhere else? Like that to me is a little bit
That
mystifying.
was surprising.
I'm very confused by that. Bracco, I sort of understand, but who the hell is Jeremy Bracco to? Well, he can request it. I understand it. It makes perfect sense. Does he really have a future with the Leaf team this strong up the right side?
Maybe.
If he was better.
Maybe, but that's
he's
the
I
thing.
think they're trying to send the message like you can make this team.
Yeah.
If you just do the things that we tell
There's
you to.
been so many opportunities for so many Marlies this season.
Also, don't let an AHL prospect tell you what you
What to
can
do.
and can't do. That's the whole thing with like guys on like entry level deals and RFA deals is you don't really have to listen to them.
No. Well, and I doubt
Unless
that
they're stars.
I doubt that they're actually trying to trade Bracco
I don't
unless
think
it's
they
for
are.
that vaunted right-handed shot defenseman that they keep looking
Which
for.
you're not going to get for Jeremy Bracco.
Well, no, you're
so
not.
just
I think
keep
he
him.
would be a throw-in not a throw-in. He'd be a
Part of a
value add
package.
as a part of a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
And you would expect that it would be like a Kapanen or a Janssen going the other way. High price to pay.
Yeah.
But again, you're trying to get a right-handed shot defenseman who's a top-flight starter. Not easy to get.
And then you push Barry down the lineup and Holl down the lineup, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden you look real good.
Real good. But I think with the Mikheyev injury, that might be shot to pieces.
Maybe.
I think that you
For a
you
little
are-
bit,
Well,
for
yeah.
sure.
So imagine because you've lost Janssen for 6 weeks.
Yeah. He's
So imagine-
supposedly he's skating, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's supposed to come back until
And
the
Trevor
All-Star
Moore's
break.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So imagine
He skated today, too.
Imagine you lose Kapanen now.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing.
Who looks great.
The whole
That third
point.
line right wing role. It's the only role he can play, but he's so good at it.
Yeah. Well, and maybe he could. I mean, there was that play he did last night to set up Engvall was unbelievable.
Friggin'.
If he can do that all the time, he's a first or second line player in this league, no problem anywhere.
I don't know. For whatever reason, every time he finds himself in the top 6 with the Leafs, I don't love it.
No,
Second he hits the third line, I'm like, the best.
Yeah.
he is.
The best.
But
It's a great fit.
so
Him
I-
and Engvall,
Oh, they're great.
You're not catching them.
So the question I have then is, because I don't think if the Bracco trade comes, I think that it's not happening this season. I think the defenseman that everybody wants is Timothy Liljegren. And
Yeah, maybe.
And the way he's played with the Marlies this year suggests that he's probably right close to ready. And I think the way Rasmus Sandin has played, or Sandin now, because they've changed his pronunciation again. So Rasmus Sandin has played, did play at the World Juniors. I mean, this guy is those two guys are your ads on the back end for the playoffs.
And what Chris Johnson said about them not worrying about burning the year, that's such great news. You just run with the
Why
best
care?
lineup
Who
this year.
cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Run the best team out.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
it's like I can
Yes.
understand that 4 years ago. Now
Right.
it's not the time.
Yeah. So it
Good for
sounds
him.
like those are the two guys who are going to be here, and they're going to be your ads for the deadline.
Right.
Try to win.
And wouldn't you want?
What a concept.
So you guys got you've guys that have already played under Keith, know his system. Like Liljegren's with his third. This would be his third season under Keith. He's 20 now.
Yeah.
Right. So, it'd be this is the third season. If they'd completed it, if Babcock had remained coach, whatever.
I'm on Christmas speed still.
No, it's all good. I wonder if they're just sort of waiting out to see how everything else goes. Like I feel like those guys are coming. If
I don't know.
if Mason Marchman's getting a shot, how do Liljegren and Sandin not get in?
They're evaluating a lot of things. Well, and also with everyone who's gotten their shot recently, seeing how certain players play, the general manager and head coach did not look at hockey the same way. I don't think they looked at hockey close to the same way.
No.
Come on. Spets is playing like third line center on purpose.
He's been really good.
Spets has been amazing.
I think so. I don't love him as the permanent third line center, but boy, I really
Well,
love.
you're going to run into injuries in the playoffs.
I know.
So you don't hate that.
And he was really good in the playoffs last year with Dallas in the second
And
round.
Engvall can play center.
Yes, he can. He can play center. Love him, dude. He's on pace for 40 points and kills penalties, and he was just chilling in the minors.
Yeah.
What?
Also,
It's-
come playoff time, it's Matthews and Tavares, and if they're running out for 23 minutes, who cares what your third line
Exactly.
is? As long as
Run
just
'em.
guys who have speed and are just going
Yeah.
to work for the puck.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, what you want to do, you're absolutely right, Jesse. It's run those guys out there shift after shift, and then if they need a break, run Kapanen and Engvall Janssen or something like that.
and then rotate in
just blow
Spezza
the
or
tires
whatever.
off the whatever is rat. And I loved Barry Trotz's lines last night. I don't know if you guys noticed this.
No,
but
I
it was,
didn't hear him.
No, not the combos, but the fact that even down like 2 goals at the end of the third, he's still running the fourth line out there. And I'm like, holy shit, it's like Babcock all over again. Like, what do you like? Why?
Yeah.
Well, Barry Trotz still running the 4 lines all equally. Like,
He won a cup 2 years ago,
Yeah.
so
Martin
he
almost
knows a
scored,
thing or
but-
two. But
Martin almost scored.
Huh?
I thought Martin almost scored.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Matt
did
Martin.
almost.
Anyway,
Wow.
it just made me laugh. I'm like, oh my god! But I'm excited to see. What they, because it's clearly they're tinkering and they're playing and whatever.
Yeah.
The Tavares Nylander thing. Getting back to
Oh.
Nylander.
Yeah.
My God, like half an hour
The
ago.
thing that
But
we're
it's
not
been
talking
incredible.
about with that line is Kerfoot.
Great fit.
Secret weapon.
Fantastic fit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Maybe they misread him as like a center long term, because wow, is he a really good winger? And he's the perfect fit for that line. Feisty little bastard, fast. He's got great instincts.
I hate to bring this up, but it almost makes me wonder what could have happened if they'd put Kadri on the wing last year.
Yeah. No, you get the exact
know?
same vibes because he's the guy who's working for the puck and he's playing kind of like a center who's doing all the
Yeah.
dirty things and getting back to the other end, but he's doing it from the wing.
Yeah.
So it's just even more. It's just supplanting more of the play.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Although I don't know, I've seen some people. Oh, that trade's an unmitigated disaster. I'm like, okay,
No.
Wait, for the
Kerfoot's-
Leafs?
yeah.
Oh, it's not.
Kerfoot's been fine, and try picturing this team. I get that Barry's been frustrating. Picture this team without him. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
He's had
so
22
screwed.
points in 43 games. He's been pretty good.
You like Justin Holl? Yes. Do you like Justin Holl for 35 minutes a night?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They're fine.
It's been a good
How
deal.
can a team that's won 15 of their last 20, how can you look at that trade and those players and go, unmitigated
Disaster.
You're out of your mind.
Just years and years, layers and layers of scar tissue.
Also,
in this
people
fan
like
base.
being unhappy.
Yes.
So I don't know what it
Legit,
is.
yes. Like, no team is perfect.
No.
Team. The Pittsburgh Penguins, both years that they won the Cup, like that team is hilarious, the stuff they do. And I understand why all their fans go prematurely bald and gray. Like, because they're lunatics on the ice, the way they execute. But, Malkin Crosby. That Acton Foolman tweet about Malkin gaining the zone and passes to his wingers Mark Donk and Buzz Flibbit. That's exactly what's going on
Yeah.
with that team right now. Brian Rust is like God, apparently,
It's
just all of a
unbelievable.
sudden. I was watching him against Montreal last night, and I'm like, this Brian Rust, like, he won a couple cups, hibernated for 2 years like a friggin' cicada, or cicada, whatever. You know, those bugs that bury underground for years at a time. And then he just came out and he's just banging in all these goals.
Well, don't tell Nick Suzuki anything about last night. Did you see the play that led to the overtime goal?
I did.
It's 2-on-2 is basically the rush, and then Nick Suzuki is like, "Hey, I know Pittsburgh has the puck, and it's a 2-on-2 rush, but I'm gonna go for a line change."
Oh, it was a bad. So I wasn't paying attention.
And
to
then
that.
he
I was
goes
looking
right
at
to the bench.
review.
It's 2-on-1 coming down. Mac Domi's all on his he's alone, and they
Yeah.
score. Yeah,
The 3-on-3 is all about who line changes the best,
yeah.
basically. Oh my God.
No,
What do we
Buzz
get-
Flibbit.
Tavares, Nylander, and Kerfoot.
Yeah, well, no, I just think Kerfoot's such a great addition there. And if you've got 2 big lines going, the way, like, it's nice to see Hyman and Matthews back together again. It really shows what a difference it makes.
Hyman's playing so good.
So good. So well. It's amazing.
I know a lot of it's empty netters, but he's on pace for like, over 82 games, which he obviously can't do. He's on pace for like 35 goals.
Unbelievable.
Who cares if it's empty netters? Are they goals?
They're goals.
And Matthews and Marner seem to
don't
love playing with each other.
I
Like they seem like they're putting on a show for everybody.
Yeah.
because they
They're doing
know they're
crazy
playing
shit.
together,
Yeah.
and it seems like they're showing off, and it's amazing because it's working. It's beautiful.
The whole season's a revenge game.
Yeah,
Every game is a revenge game. It doesn't matter who they're playing against.
See,
They're-
Mike? Told you, Mike.
Their entire
Right.
lives. I think if you were to see Matthews and Marner just walking down the street, they'd be like this. Like just walking with
Both
2
middle
middle fingers in the air, just fuck you. And now I play with Mitch. I score a bunch of goals. My mom and dad are meeting Justin Bieber. I am living my life, Michael. cut his hair, had ice cream with his girlfriends. Wait. Okay, am I talking about Matthews still? I don't know.
Matthews or Kapanen?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. What's going on there?
I don't know. I'm not getting involved. That's their personal life. Who cares?
Fair enough.
You went down. You went down on
The whole thing. Oh yeah. Sorry. Let me wrangle the show that I unwrangled. I want to know what you think, because Willy's your guy.
Okay.
So I said this as an observation that is meant to be a compliment, but I could see people rolling their eyes. I think part of the reason that Willy has really emerged recently is John Tavares. But like I feel like with this Leafs team, you always got to look at it forensically. And Mitch, for the first couple of years of his career, he's playing with Bozak, he's playing with JVR, then he plays with Tavares full time. Nylander's never really regularly played with a vet, has he?
No, I think him playing with Tavares is what really opened him up.
Yeah.
Because you're putting him in a position where he can he does what he does best at all times when he's on that line. Because he doesn't have to worry about taking the defensive play. That's on Kerfoot and Tavares. He can kind of, when he gets the puck, he'll enter the zone amazingly like he does every time, and then he can just kind of float, either get to the front of the net or just be open for a sweet pass where you just shove it in.
And he's a great high guy.
He's so good at that. Yeah,
he plays. His best defense is at the offensive blue line, and he did that to Jack Hughes, stole the puck right off him, and I mean, it's not every day you get the other team to score on their own net, but you know, he's really good at stealing the puck, sort of on the offensive half of the ice there. And yeah, I just feel like, you know, there were the rookie line in 16-17 was so fun. The Hyman Matthews Willy line, it was so fun. But at some point, those guys had to learn from somebody, and they never really got to. Matthews especially.
Yeah,
he's never really regularly played with a vet.
And then when Matthews is playing with Marner, Marner's kind of always looking to pass first. And that works so well with Matthews. Nylander never played that with Matthews, or if he did, that's out of his comfort zone. And now that he's with Tavares, it's kind of like, okay, go ahead.
Well, no, I've seen what you're getting at, and I don't know if I was thinking about this too. And you know how there are some people that are super creative and super like, whoa, they think outside of the box. And then there are some people to do the same thing are super straight line, and this is the task, and here's how I get. Like the straightest line from task A to task B. That's the difference that I see. Matthews and Marner are out there to recreate hockey.
They're interpretive dance.
Yes. Tavares and Nylander seem to be like, how do I get to point A to point B as
Let's
quickly
just
as possible?
execute.
They're line dancers.
Line dancers. Yeah, line dancers.
And that seems to be the perfect thing to get them going, and it's worked beautifully.
It's been amazing.
It's been awesome. And Kerfoot, like, I love all the Kerfoot interviews I'm seeing where they're like, so what's it like playing with Tavares and Nylander? And he just starts like, it's like he's containing his laughter. He's just like, dude, they're so good.
Yeah.
It's a really good opportunity for him, man.
It's the best, and I think there's a huge. I mean, obviously, there's going to be eventually a bit of like, well, you know, they've only gone 5-5 in their last 10.
Yeah, they're gonna go.
It's going to happen.
It's going
4-6 at some point,
or even 6-4, and people be like, whoa,
whoa, and 2 of the 6 will be shootout wins.
Oh no!
Which don't even frigging count.
Those don't count.
Did
either.
you know that?
I forgot those don't.
They
count.
take them out of the schedule.
This garbage.
You win the shootout, you play 70 games that year.
You only It's also funny too because unless you beat a good team in the shootout, like if you beat the Senators, sorry, Sens fans, in the shootout,
they know.
People will be like, "Whoa!" The fact it even got there, that's
the equivalent of a 7-goal loss.
That's a -5 points.
It's losing your team. You have to relocate. Because they won a game that didn't even matter in the shit. And also, hockey's garbage.
You're now the Atlanta Maple Leafs.
Yeah!
Going back to Atlanta.
Yeah! Powder blue. Weird.
Finally, Canada is giving Atlanta a team.
Ah.
There you go.
Atlanta's the most giving city for Canadian hockey.
Calgary, you want a team?
Sure.
Winnipeg, you want your team back?
There you go.
There you go.
There you joke. So these are the Jets? Well, no, they're the Jets. Right, the Jets. No. These are the Jets. No, but I want the.
They get
so
none
we get
of the
all
records.
The Jets stuff. No,
that doesn't count.
They get the Jets
Phoenix.
stuff. You get
Yeah.
the Jets stuff.
The historic Phoenix place.
Yeah, no.
You know what the people of Phoenix care about? Jets records.
Yeah.
They love Coyotes legend Dale Howarchuk.
Do you remember that whiteout
Whoa,
they
whoa,
had
whoa.
in '92 in Phoenix?
You guys need to pause the show because at the mere mention of Dale Howarchuk, all of our Arizona listeners would burst into tears with reverence for the man.
They rise up with their hands over their hearts and they recite the Dale
Dale
Howarchuk pledge.
Howarchuk, our
I pledge
guy
alle-
who played for our team.
I pledge allegiance to the Chuck. It's just great. Yeah.
love him.
Anyway,
All those Avco Cup banners. They just love them.
It's one of the dumbest things in sports.
It is so
stupid.
that
fucking
records
dumb.
stay with
The city.
teams and not cities.
it's the city.
It should be the city.
Here's the thing: is that we're changing that by doing this.
Yes, we are having
Franchises
Oh, yeah.
mean when it comes to these things, it's where it happened. That's
Yes.
what matters.
Yeah.
The fan base.
Who cares
Yeah.
about where the franchise happened to be? It's where it happened. The fan base that saw it. That's what matters. The fans matter.
Did the Atlanta Flames do anything? And if they did, do any Calgary Flame fans give a shit?
No. Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames started when they got to Calgary. They don't have any Atlanta records anyway. I bet the Flames were. I'm pretty sure the Atlanta Flames were pretty bad. Were they not?
I would assume.
Minnesota North Stars, I think, went to a cup final.
They did.
Who
against
cares?
Pittsburgh.
That's great. Gives a shit.
So the Los Angeles Rams moved to St. Louis, became the St. Louis Rams.
Yeah.
Then the St. Louis Rams moved to L.A. and became Los Angeles
And they
Rams
won
again.
a championship in St. Louis.
They did. Yeah, so they went to a couple Super Bowls. Yeah. So does L.A. get that Super Bowl that they won in St. Louis?
No.
See, that's a weird one
'Cause
because
same-
you could
same
be
franchise.
an LA fan that continued cheering for them when they went to St. Louis,
That's
and
St.
then they
Louis's
came back.
championship.
Yeah, I agree.
That's St. Louis's championship. Now, you could be a fan and you could have cheered for both, but one is not the other. That does not. It just
Yeah.
means that there was a 20-year diversion with the Rams.
An armistice.
Yeah. No.
That's
No,
not
sorry, I
not
tried
the
to
right
be
use
Adam,
of that
and I
term.
fucked it up. I tried to be Adam, but
For
I
sure
ruined
back.
it.
We tried to go with him on that, but it just didn't work.
It's not
Oh,
enough.
get him next year.
It's 100%
Get
only
him
in
next
LA.
decade.
I agree.
Kurt Warner is not an LA Rams great.
Yeah, I always say that
Just
about.
saying.
Was Kurt Warner?
Kurt Warner.
That's
Torrey Holt,
Torrey Holt. Oh my
Isaac
God.
Bruce, Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk.
Greatest show on turf.
Oh, they
All
call
great
him the
LA.
Falker.
Did you not watch anything besides hockey?
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Man, they basically, the Rams are the ones that kicked off the Brady dynasty because they were the other team that Brady played in his first Super Bowl.
That's right.
And I was playing, and I remember because I was playing The Sims and watching the Super Bowl, and we all thought the Rams were going to win, and then
Yeah.
I think with like a minute left, whoever the
Adam Vinatieri.
Vinatieri with the
Yeah.
kick.
Yeah.
That's right. 17 or 2017 or something like that.
Oh man. Go sports.
Stop.
I love sports.
I hate you.
Man, football is so exciting too, like a kid. Oh, man. I went to a Bucks Falcons game in Tampa when I was there over the break,
Yeah, that's where they play.
and it's Raymond James Stadium.
Were you there for the 30-30 game?
I sure was.
No way!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was wicked because it went to like overtime. It was
Yeah.
over like a play in overtime.
Was that
Jameis
this
Winston?
past, like
yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was
I
so
heard about
much
this
fun.
So, yeah, Jameis Winston became the first ever quarterback to throw 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns in a season. And he did it on the last play of the season because he threw an interception in overtime that was returned for a pick six to end the year.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
It was-
awesome. I can't believe you were there.
It's like, hey, we're going on overtime. Overtime's over. It was like that.
And done.
And done. But it was cool. Like it was sort of like half full in Raymond James because I don't think the Bucks have been good for a while, but they're better. They're much better than they used to be.
Did you get to, is the ship like real? Can you sit in
Oh,
it?
the ship's very real. I
Yeah?
don't think you can get up there. We couldn't get up there at that point, but the ship is huge. And It's like
They have a ship in their stadium.
it's like Columbus.
I gathered that.
They don't play for those about to rock, but they do fire a cannon. So they fire one cannon when they get into the red zone, and then they just fucking broadside you with cannon shot when
when they get within 20 yards, they just blow the cannon?
Yeah, no, 10 yards. 10 yards. Yeah. They blow a cannon.
That's ridiculous.
And then
That's not an accomplishment.
and then when they score a touchdown, it's like 10 of them. It's like bang, 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 bang.
Oh my god.
I love that.
It was great. Listen, Bucs fans haven't had a lot since Brad Johnson and John Gruden in 2003, I think.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
been a while.
And
so,
Buzz Flibbit
and Buzz.
and Mark Donk.
Hey, let's talk about the World Juniors just a little bit. We said before the break, I was like, and maybe it was just burnout, but I think we were all kind of like hockeyed
It was
out.
burnout.
And we were like, I'm not that interested. Wow. After they lost to Russia, I became interested.
We got one hell of a tournament.
That was great.
So many storylines, too.
Yeah, well, and I found it hard to like pay the most attention to Canada just because I was watching Nick Robertson and Rasmus Sandin so hard.
Right.
It's two defensemen, and stuff. But yeah, no, Canada, that was okay, I was in my car for the third period. I was listening. I heard them win the gold medal. What the hell happened, guys?
So there's a minute 30-ish left.
Yeah.
Russia is on a power play.
Yes.
They have an empty net as well.
So it's 6-on-4.
6-on-4.
And that was for the, I can't. Yeah, they took some penalty. I was about to say it was the over the glass penalty, but that's what you're getting to.
6-on-4, minute 30 left. Canadian player shoots the puck over the glass, which is a penalty.
Yes.
But the puck hits a camera that's sitting above the glass. So the refs convene at center ice, and they're like, hey, what are we going to do here? What's the call? And they rule no penalty.
So
they didn't explain why. I haven't looked after the fact.
Apparently, the ref said it hit the glass, or there was a part of the glass that it hit. And according to Mark Hunter or Dale Hunter after the game, they said the ref said it hit the glass, and he said that's part of the glass, whatever it hit, and he said it's a game of inches.
Oh, so the ref just blew it.
No, so
sounds like it.
Because they showed the
sounds like
replay
Russia kinda got
of
screwed.
the camera that the puck hit, and the puck's clearly over the glass, and then it
hit the camera.
And then it boings off the camera that we're watching, and it's over the glass.
But that's an interesting interpretation, though, that the camera is technically part of the glass.
No, but that shouldn't be the interpretation, because the camera's sitting on the other side of the glass.
I mean, I think... See,
That's
I'm
a
trying
ridiculous
to remember.
interpretation.
This happened in a Leaf game last year, and I cannot remember what happened. I can't remember what they called it. That is a weird... It's like how the ref is part of the play. Like, you can hit the ref with the puck.
Yeah.
And I guess technically run into the ref by accident and stuff like that. It's a weird interpretation to have the camera as part of the glass. Yeah. And then I guess the Russians just completely lost their head after that.
Yeah, so after that no call, play resumes.
Which,
Russia...
That would have been 6-on-3.
It would have been 6-on-3
dead.
with a minute 30 left. They're probably going to score because they've been scoring all game.
Yes.
So the play resumes. Russia takes a penalty. I forget what it's for. They take a penalty. No, so that's not the broken stick play. They take a penalty. It's now 4-on-4. Now the play resumes 4-on-4. Russia goes down. They enter the zone again. Pull the goalie. It's 5-on-4. The Russian defenseman goes to take a slap shot from the blue line. His stick breaks on the play, and then the Canadian player gets it. He tries to field the puck with his broken stick. That's a penalty. Russia is now on the penalty kill. Dude. So now and then they took another penalty to make it like 6-on-4, and then it was over at that point. Or 5-on-3. So yeah.
So it was a carnival end of the game, and Canada won gold. But here's the thing I want to know more than anything else: did the Russians remove their helmets?
Because that was a storyline in the middle of the tournament as well.
We didn't even get a chance to talk about it.
I gotta tell you, man. I don't know what reason I know the reason he gave.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that was the real reason that he didn't remove his helmet. Yeah, he's too focused to remove his helmet.
What if he just spaced?
No.
You don't think he spaced?
You played hockey for long enough to know to take your hat off.
I'm upset I lost. I'm cute on.
Yeah,
I think.
That was... here's the thing. That only happens with players that young.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he'll ever do that again. And I think he taught a lot of people a lot of lessons there. Anybody thinking about it.
Elias Anderson throwing his medal into the stand.
Yeah. Like I think that remember that these are children.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I saw that getting made fun of a lot. It's true, though. They're kids.
they're actually kids.
Yeah.
So
There's a reason that those incidents, like the gold medal one and this helmet thing, only happen here.
Yes.
bingo. So yeah, I mean, I think didn't he get suspended a game for it or something?
No, he
don't
just
think he did.
apologized. Yeah.
Good that he apologized. Not a good look for the country. Glad that they were able to move past it. But at the end of the day, if he had been a 35-year-old man, I'd be like, okay,
Right.
you're an idiot.
I
But
can
he's a
imagine
kid.
the Russians were super stoked that Hayton scored the 3-3 goal.
And it was a hell of a goal.
Was it?
Oh, it was.
I gotta watch all this.
It
I saw the
was
first half.
One of the most electric shots. It was just so perfect, top corner, bing, and
And they were down 3-1. I tuned in just when McMichael made it 3-2.
Yeah, and the fact that he probably shouldn't have even been playing in the game because he took that hit going into the boards in the semifinals.
That's right.
Or his, I think his shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah.
Lower arm, yeah.
Gee.
Went right at the boards, yeah.
Okay, so I noticed a ton of headshots getting talked about and everything, and ton of guys getting hurt. If you have a guy like Sandin,
Yep.
who you think you might call up at some point, should you send them to the World Juniors?
Yes.
'Kay, I'm going to throw this out there because people go, whoa, you stupid fucking idiot. He would be
Or
playing.
as Brandon Press called Ian Tulloch today, you fucking pigeon.
He did?
Yeah, I tweeted it at him.
What?
Yeah.
Because of the Hunter tweet?
Yeah, because of this Hunter tweet. I'll read it to you. Hang on. Poor Ian. He's
It's
taking a lot of shit
I'm sure
from
he's been
from
getting-
former
probably should've
NHL players.
tweeted it.
Dale Hunter and Mark Hunter are two of the most overrated hockey minds of our generation. Convince me I'm wrong. That was after the game against Russia,
Yeah.
December the 28th. And then Prust waited till today to retweet him and said, "What's that, you fucking pigeon? Crazy how some hockey fans will still listen to someone that's probably never touched a hockey stick." Also, that's not true. He's a
Yeah.
Rachel's Raider member.
Yeah, he was the first one to congratulate me on the goal. I somehow beat you to it.
And Ian responded back. He's like, "Did you just call me a pigeon?" And he's like, "Yeah." And Brandon Prust wrote back. He's like, "Yeah, sorry, that was mean. I'll take back calling you a pigeon. Everything else I meant, though."
Well, hey there, Presty. How about what the Leafs need a real hockey GM? What was that? I haven't seen you tweet about that for a bit there,
No, it's
Presty.
weird. Mark Mathod even tweeted Prust about that. He said, "Yeah, it's ridiculous. I saw that idiotic tweet a while ago and didn't acknowledge it. Kind of happy you did, though, Prusty."
Oh, you guys are in one, having a normal one, having a big Sunday. Whatever, dude. Hey, I've had a few shitty tweets.
Oh, yeah. No,
Ian,
I know. But
write
it's
it
like,
out. You'll be fine.
It's just funny. Like it's such an aggressive overreaction. Like it's, you fucking...
Did you see Mark
Prust?
Mathod on there too?
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mathod just said
Oh, you just
Mathod
read that? Sorry, I was
Kovalchuk
reading all
It was
these.
just like, oh my God,
gosh.
it's all drama.
I'm just going
All
through
drama.
them.
Well, Prust
This
is
is-
just Team Hunter.
Okay, I got it.
Yes.
But like, I don't know. The real hockey GM has put together the best team in the NHL over the past 20 games. Comment? Comment? Listen, if we're keeping score, we might as well keep score for real. I don't know. Whatever. Canada won gold. Why are Canadians fighting each other?
Because
They won gold.
Yeah.
Be
they're-
happy. You're right. We're incapable of being happy.
So November was a tough month for the Canucks. December was looking like a tough month for the Canucks until it wasn't. The Canucks have won 7 games in a row.
I've been more bullish on them, man. I'm telling you. They're not a bad hockey team.
50 points. They are third in the Pacific behind Arizona and Vegas, and they are 4 points, like 2 wins away from being the top team in the Pacific Division. Can you believe that finally we are saying this about the Vancouver Canucks?
That division is jump ball.
It is. Well, because you've got Edmonton with 49 points and Winnipeg with 48. Those are the 2 wild cards, and then Calgary's right in there with 47 because Calgary started really well
Yeah,
under their new
cooled
head
off.
coach, but they have cooled off. They're 4-5-1 in their last 10.
And the Oilers were in complete free fall, and now they've rattled off a couple wins. Did the Leafs a favor, beat the Bruins.
Yep.
You
They're-
guys.
But the Oilers are still like listen to this quickly. In the last, these are the 3 top teams for wild card right now
In the West.
in the West. Each of them in their last 10 has a losing record. Edmonton is 4-5-1.
Wow.
Winnipeg is 3-5-2, and Calgary is 4-5-1. And I don't count Winnipeg. People are like, well, the loser point, whatever. No, it's a loss. You lost.
Right. Also, was it in overtime or the shootout? Because if it was in the shootout, it's -5 points.
Shootout on the power play.
Oh, son of a
Man.
mother.
Yes. I got bad news.
Oh, no.
I don't think the Canucks are for real.
Whoa! All right. Offer your reasoning.
They have the second best Swedish player behind William Nylander. What are you talking about?
That's insane. But too bad he's not Swedish. He's Calgarian. So get it right.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. So
Before-
Pettersson's top on a technicality.
Before their 7-game winning streak, the Canucks didn't get a point in regulation in 6 straight games.
That is
Their only point in
unideal.
regulation came in an overtime win where they won 1-0.
Doesn't count.
In their 7-game winning streak, the 3 of their games, Markstrom put up a 49 save performance, a
Great.
36 save performance, and a 39 save performance.
Wow.
Wow. In those games, he's had a 973, a 961, a 966, a 931.
Damn.
Including last night's 2-1 win over the Rangers. I think they just had a hot goalie for 7 games. Plus, they were able to get the better of Chicago in a 7-5 win, which is not ideal.
Markstrom, well, it's
like
not ideal. That's the Leafs. That's the Leafs ideal.
But that's the Leafs game plan.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I feel like they are exactly what a young team is. Win 5, lose 5. Win 7, lose 5.
They're goofy. They're fun, goofy fun.
They are.
Yeah.
Markstrom, though, is surprising because he was a guy that had almost given up on. High draft pick, big potential.
Before the season, you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even this season. Like in recent years, it was sort of like, oh well, Florida sort of moved on from him, and
That guy was Sweden's goalie at the Tavares Hedman World Juniors. He's been around that long.
I used to draft him as my 3rd goalie in NHL in like 2011 because he had such a high potential. I'm like, well, this will be my guy 10 years from now. I never got that far.
Never.
He would have been.
That's the story. My first ever be a pro in NHL. They traded Markstrom for Cal Clutterbuck, and then I quit. Because, a grinding second, third line winger does not equal starting goaltender.
And you were the top defenseman on your team.
And we, trying to win every game 9-8 didn't work for my Florida Panthers.
My
Florida Panthers. I got drafted by the Panthers, and I was like, I'm sticking to it. Fuck that.
I think at one point, someday I'll find time again to play that much so I can play a full junior season.
Yeah.
And then get drafted because that's really
that's
fun.
the most fun when it's
yeah.
just your guy. You build everything from scratch.
And you gotta play at. Here's the thing: if you're one of those guys that like plays at like the lowest level, it's like, oh, I'm gonna pump my stats and get drafted. But no, that's bullshit. You gotta play at the highest.
You're
possible
playing
level.
Superstar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All
And
the
it's like-
sliders, full sim.
Yeah.
Dude.
And you gotta get drafted in like the 5th round.
Yeah.
And hack your way to the NHL.
The game's gotta suck.
Yeah.
Dude, I was playing Superstar all break, and I was like, this is the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, every game, every pass I make, I'm like, yeah! Like, I'm celebrating like I won in real life.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really annoying though with and I'm not sure if they still do this, but the last time I did be a pro, they have that like every shift they're like, here's how you did. And it's like
Shut up, coach!
Yeah, like
I was a star.
Can you maybe fucking wait till the end of the game
Right.
before you tell me every shift? Well, you missed 3 passes. Yeah, but we fucking scored. Now you got a C-.
You gotta pick your shit up. There is 8 minutes left in the first. Coach, I think this might be a bit of an overreaction. Man, come on. Ease off me. This is my first time playing hockey. I always pretend it's me in real life. They just let a 30-year-old play like for Oshawa.
Do you actually have a
30-year-old?
Do you start 30-year-old?
No.
No. Okay.
Of course
I was
not.
gonna say that would be really funny.
Are the Edmonton Oilers currently in a playoff spot?
They are. They're in a
Yes.
wild card spot.
Okay, so in their last 4 wins of their win streak, the Canucks have 1 win against a playoff team. So
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
Wins or win.
A lot of
wins.
circumstances.
Hey.
I think it's a hot and cold team that's hot right now.
How
gonna-
many of those goals did they score in the power play? And do
Whoa,
they count?
take them back.
Yeah,
them
we gotta
back.
take them back.
You know, if you
Gotta
take out all
minus
the special
goals.
teams goals, I bet they lose all 7. They should be on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, you guys have heard of the NHL takes these backsies rule.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
Montreal
yeah.
takes these backsies, and then all your power play goals get
Yeah.
taken.
The
But they
beginning
play
of
the
this-
whole season first, and then they retroactively go back and they take
and then
them.
you see how many games were real because some of
Right.
them you lost in the shootout, and those don't count.
And some of it's just a cancel. Yeah.
Yeah.
The beginning of this Leafs little streak, it was a lot of non-playoff teams, and people are like, well, and now they friggin' shut out the Islanders with their backup goalie and stuff like that.
The
Call
weird
me
thing
when the
about
Canucks get there.
the regular
a
season.
win's a win.
The regular season in the NHL is so you can play teams that are not always good. It's weird. That's why it's strange.
If
but
you
there
lose
are-
to them, you do not deserve to play the good teams in the good team time.
right,
in
you
spring.
have to beat the bad teams to prove that you're a good team.
Yes.
That's why you play the game.
It's
I know
the
it's
playoffs
really
should
tough.
be called. The playoffs should be called. All right, no more bad teams.
Yeah, but we had to figure out who some of
Welcome
those
to
bad
the
teams were.
Stanley Cup. All right, no more bad teams. The 2020 Stanley Cup.
All right, no bad.
All
teams.
right, no more bad teams.
I can't wait to do my all right, no more bad teams bracket.
Yeah, get ready for our best of 7 series between the good team and good team. 16 good teams.
But will they be great?
No, that's what
the
the
question.
conference finals for.
Ah, I see.
And Stanley Cup finals elite.
This is my favorite. My second favorite quote over the break. My first favorite came from John Tortorella, but my second favorite quote is Rick Bowness. Corey Perry would never try to hurt anyone.
Well, he did.
Can the Stars fire 2 coaches this season? Should you get fired for a dumb player evaluation?
Well, I was wondering like Corey Perry's awful, yes? When it comes to that
Just
stuff.
absolutely terrible.
Has always been that way.
Yes.
Rick Bowness must also think we're stupid. He
Rick
must think
Bowness-
none of us have ever watched a game before.
I think it's super inspirational that a guy who hasn't watched hockey since 2003 is the head coach of the Dallas Stars. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Corey Perry would never try to hurt somebody? Shut up. Show your face. It's Corey Perry. I don't think he meant to get kicked out of the Winter Classic, but that's his game, is he hurts people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to get called a pigeon for that, too? He played for the Knights. That's dumb. Stop it.
What does Brandon Russ think of that?
It's a fucking pigeon.
Brandon Prust.
Oh, Prust. My bad.
No,
How dare you?
Rust is he's good.
He's killing it right now. Can't remember what I was. Okay. In terms of tweets you keep to yourself, there was one I was like, Corey Perry's out for the next 5 games. Forget the fact that he's going to miss his return to Anaheim. How is Dallas going to replace his 3 goals?
Oh wow.
Well, I was just mad because I saw the play and I'm just like, of course.
It was a bullshit play, but I think the best part was all the memes afterwards.
the 30-second walk of
Because
shame.
He just walked forever to get off the ice. It was
Oh my God.
amazing. It was
You ever been
amazing.
stared at by 80,000 people for 30 seconds straight?
By the way, Corey Perry couldn't play well last year. And hasn't played well for years. And we know that's partially due to injury, or mostly due to
Well,
injury.
he's been deteriorating for years, yeah.
Why? What was it that Dallas thought that they were going to get, I wonder? Was it better than 3 goals, or is this about what they thought? Because he was on the ice in the first 38 seconds, which means he started the game.
He's contributed. He's contributed a bit.
Is he above replacement?
Certainly not goal scoring.
Like, could you not find another player?
I haven't looked into it. I don't know. But I think they have him to do something a little bit less of what he did to Ryan Ellis. Like, they have him for leadership, to be an asshole, and he can put up some points in a sheltered depth role. I feel like they gave him a lot of money, though. Didn't they give him like 3 1/4? They gave him too much money. It's okay if you want a guy to play a role, but if I'm not mistaken, they gave him like, I want to say $3 million.
Corey Perry makes $1.5 million.
Even
just
at that?
this
Even
season.
close. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Even at that, you're probably still thinking of Cam Ward's contract from last year, which
Maybe.
he did get $3 million. I understand that he's a low cost buy, but when you talk about like low, I guess Spezza was offered more to go elsewhere. He wanted to come to Toronto.
You could have got at least $1 million.
Yeah,
He's a center.
he is a center, and he's a pretty good center.
You're paying your
turns out.
third line center $700,000 right now.
I just find it interesting that, I think Dallas's
Gather your thoughts, you pigeon.
management has been very critical of their players openly in the past, as we've found with the horseshit comments and all that stuff.
Plucking horse
At
spit.
what point do the players get to come out and say, "What about this horseshit depth that we don't have?"
What
That's
about
always been the thing with Dallas,
this
right?
plan that is just rely on Ben Bishop.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine Ben Bishop had gone the way that people sort of thought Ben Bishop was going, which was out of the league. He's had a resurgence. People didn't think Ben Bishop was going to be this good.
And injuries.
there's a reason Tampa didn't choose him over Vasilevsky.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And maybe this is Dallas going, you know what? We made a winner out of Ben Bishop when everyone thought, he couldn't be reclaimed.
Maybe we can do that with...
Maybe we can do that with Perry. Maybe we can do that with an aging Joe Pavelski.
Yeah. And you can't rule out something like veteran leadership for hockey clubs.
Right.
I think it matters.
You have Ben, Sagan, and Pavelski already, and Radulov.
Yeah, but Radulov's a bit of a...
Okay.
That guy will put up points for you, but are you...
And then you've got Klingberg and Bishop. Do you really need more leadership? Like, I've worked for companies before where there are almost no employees left. There are just managers. You know what I mean?
Everyone is everyone else's manager.
Well, we're going to upgrade you to management. Going to give you assistant manager to the assistant manager. Or do I get a pay bump? No. But you get the title.
You get the responsibility.
Show me something. Like,
you get the feather in your cap.
What? I think you need a couple leaders, 3-4 leaders, maybe. I think you just need good players.
Yeah, and at some point, Ben and Sagan have to be the guys who are leading the team.
Yeah,
and not the old guys who
the
bring it in.
captain and the assistant are the two highest paid players on the team.
Adam, you're forgetting the leadershipiest of all the leaderships. They have Roman Polak.
It's true.
They do still have Roman Polak.
And he was styling. He was walking down that carpet. It's now that he's not a Leaf anymore. I love him.
But he wasn't a great fit here.
Yeah, by all accounts, he's a really great guy.
Okay, if Roman Polak had been played like Cody Cece's been playing, I think we would have liked Roman Polak.
Yes. There were things he did that I didn't mind that I got lit up for. Yeah. But he played way too much.
I'm just looking at Esa Lindell's contract.
Oh yeah. Huh. What is it?
It's a long time to pay a guy $5.8 million.
Oh, he got one of those really weird ones in the summer, I think.
Yeah, he's his career high in points. He's a defenseman. His career high in points is 32,
which is fine.
Fine, pretty good.
That's a lot of money.
5.8 until 24-25.
Pardon me?
Yeah.
How did?
Yeah, crazy.
That guy got more than Zach Werenski.
Yeah,
except he got term, but more term.
And here's the best part. The last 4 years of the deal, so starting in 2021, there's a no movement clause.
Ooh.
I don't even blink at that. Everyone's got one now. Everyone's got a no move now. It used to be your best players, unless you were the Leafs, then it was everyone. And now everyone's got it.
Maybe the Leafs ruined it for everyone.
They did. Yeah. Everyone doesn't Justin Holl have one that kicks in?
Does he?
At some point?
That'd be funny.
Why? Hey, I was going to ask you. I meant to bring
it?
that up. What do you think of the Justin Holl deal?
It's great. And I feel like it's just revenge tour. Dubas is walking down the street. Just both middle fingers in the air. And he's got Lindros and Sundin behind him. This in the middle, and he's got two wingers. And no, Justin Holl, the way he's played this season, $2 million. Yeah. Give me it.
Because you got to think they see him as a second, maybe third pairing guy who's better than most second or third, or better than most third pairing guys.
This year he's like 1A.
Well, he has to be.
Yeah.
But if you imagine that they got
ideally
is he the second or the third guy?
I would say at least second, maybe third. Yeah, it'd be great. If they get a number one
right-handed shot,
and they don't got to give up too much off that. Well, it's obviously coming out of their offense. Oh, do they really have a shot, man? They really do. But no, the way he's played, he's, you know what he is, Adam? He's at very least a regular NHL defenseman, which at least one person in the organization did not think he was.
And that's better than what they had last year on the right side, which was 0 guys.
Igor Ozhiganov,
Zaitsev, and Hainsey.
They played Holl when they absolutely had to. They had him on the left with Ozhiganov.
And he looked terrible.
Yes, because he didn't play hockey.
Where is he now?
Ozhiganov?
Yeah.
He's back in the KHL, I think.
Yeah.
He took his equipment with him, by the way. He's just stole it.
Well, shouldn't you?
Remember Chris Johnson said that?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think I
would have done the same thing.
I'd be like, yeah, I'm back. Well, what do the Leafs want it back? Like,
right. Come on.
I would just take my shit.
Yeah. Take it. Yeah. Well, no, Adam, at the equipment sale, people were dying to get their hands on Igor Ozhiganov's barely touched equipment.
I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't even touch it. That'd be superstition to me. I wouldn't even look. I wouldn't even breathe it.
I ever tell you the gross equipment sales story?
Yes.
No.
You've told us.
Oh,
I have.
the Tim Brent one where the Tim.
No, it was Luke Shen.
Oh.
Keep going. Tell
Okay,
it.
well,
It's a
very
good
quickly.
story.
This
That's
girl.
why it's good to hang out with Steve. He tells lots of stories, and I have no memory. So
Tell me it
I'm
again.
like, no way.
Would you like to hear a story that I've told you 8 times for the first time? So,
It's every story, man.
yeah, there's a girl who has watched my stuff for a number of years, and I ran into her in the line at Real Sports for the equipment sale, and she loved Luke Shen.
Okay.
Loved him. And you could just buy game used equipment.
And that's back when it would be like discounted. Now it's like hyperinflated.
You could get like a $300 stick for $50 if it was a player
and now
who wasn't
it's
that
still
popular.
a $300 stick.
Yeah.
They'll sell it for $300.
Yeah, and they finally got wise to it, and they're like, oh, and now it's tough to find a stick for like under $100.
Oh, I have a stick thing after. Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So she buys Luke Shen's gloves, and what she discovered is in the sleeve of his glove there was a mouth guard. Mm-hmm. So she tried it on.
Oh, right. You did tell us that. Ew.
The inside of that thing under a microscope probably looked like a Covenant ship infected with the flood.
That is yucky.
It's
I don't even think he would put that on. He'd be like, no, throw that out.
No, if you found a mouth guard of yours you haven't worn for 6 months, would you put it
No.
in?
Yes. I do
well,
put mine on.
yeah, well,
but
you're a boy and
dishwash
gross
it.
and yucky.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, what I loved about the break was how contentious things seem to get. And I don't know what it is about Christmas. Like maybe it's the holidays, everybody's a little burnt out, you're spending time with your family, which are people that you see a couple times a year you have to pretend to love.
It's free time.
It's
free time.
free time. And it wasn't just Twitter that was upsetting it. It was John Tortorella. And I think rightfully so, he got screwed.
Man, we haven't talked about so many things.
Explain.
Wow.
Let's get into the context of this before I get to the NHL reaction, to John Tortorella's reaction to the ref screwing up in the Chicago
Columbus Chicago,
game.
Columbus, yeah.
So tell us the whole situation. How does it start? It's 1-1.
Okay. It's 1-1. It's in overtime. Chicago takes a too many men on the ice penalty, and the play is blown dead. What was weird about it, though, because there's so little time left on the clock, usually in that situation, you'll at least have a little chat with the ref going, hey, is there any time we could tack on? From my view, looking at the clock, there was an argument that at least, I would say, 0.3 seconds came off the clock after the whistle.
Okay.
Which is exactly the sort of thing they would rewind. It went in the opposite direction, where there was clearly a clock malfunction. Like someone made a mistake. Mistakes are excusable, forgivable, and in this case, correctable. So on top of it going the extra 0.3 or whatever, it went an additional like 1.2.
Which is enough.
It's a lot of time. To the point where, so the Blue Jackets score in overtime. They review it. The goal came too late. Forget the 1.2. If they had added the 0.3, I'm pretty sure that goal would have counted. So the goal doesn't count. Game goes to a shootout. The Blue Jackets lose, and on top of losing, Joonas Korpisalo, who is willing them into the playoff race, goes down with an injury.
Out 4 to 6 weeks with knee surgery. So, and he's goalie knee surgery.
And he's
not going to be
goalie
good.
with knee surgery.
Yeah.
If they're out, just let him sit out the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, and then
in a shootout that shouldn't have happened.
this shouldn't have even happened. And
Yeah.
Elvis Merzlikins,
You got it.
Elvis, he
Rose from the dead.
He rose from the dead.
Said
and
it's
he
going to
said,
be a Blue Jackets Christmas.
I'm gonna win a hockey game. That's my Elvis impression. It's really good. I'm Elvis.
Please keep working on that.
Yeah.
What if Elvis came back from the dead?
Elvis isn't dead.
Mr. Boss, what the fuck is it?
He's eating a banana sandwich on the bench.
Sorry.
Mr. Blue Jackets, what the fuck? Mr. CBJ WTF?
There's got to be a Mr. Every team. What the fuck?
Babcock's back as an assistant? What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So this guy doesn't even have a win.
Right.
And now he's your starter for the foreseeable future.
Right.
He has a win now. But anyway, the Blue Jackets lost that game. And Joonas Korpisalo. Tortorella blows a gasket after the game. And he said that the league screwed us.
Please don't do that.
Did I? Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. I woke up the screensaver there. But he did. He did that. He banged on the table, and it's Tim Hortons almost spilled, but it didn't.
And he called out Toronto specifically because that's where it's unfortunate. They got to move the video offices out of Toronto.
No,
there's enough
I
reasons.
want to be the bad
Put him in
guys.
space.
No, we should be the bad guys.
Can they, really? You want to be the bad
we got to be
guys?
the Death Star. Is that a correct reference?
Yeah, no, it's good. They are,
I'll allow it. Yes.
That's the big bad undefeatable thing that ends up being defeated every fucking time. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Is it like
What
the
I love
Family
about
Guy
Star Wars is
episode
like
where they built the one patch that could be like if you hit it in this one place, it'll be defeated?
Yes, that's what it
That's how the
was.
Family Guy one went.
Well, and
It's
and
the king hippo of
that's-
spaceships.
that's the
Anyone
best-
play Punch-Out?
That's the best part about Star Wars. It's like, hey, this humongous planet-sized machine that blows up other planets. Well, there's one little weakness, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then they blow it up, and then 2 movies later, they're building another one.
Are they going to put in
Do it
that
again.
same patch?
No,
Or-
this time it was. I think the first time it was they had to send a proton torpedo down a fuel shaft.
Yeah.
The next time they actually had to fly into it and blow the main sort of thing, and then it all collapsed in on itself. And
Oh, okay.
And then they had to race to get out because it was exploding around them as they were leaving.
The Death Star's one vulnerability: bombs.
Kind of like was it better or worse than the last scene in Independence Day where they're driving into the thing and then he drives out with the
Hey,
ball?
boy!
Yeah.
I'm back!
Top 5 movie moment of all time.
Oh, he's great.
Unbelievable.
Great. And I love his son's like, Dad, don't do that. Dad. He's like
Dad.
sitting at fucking mission control. Like, who lets their kid in the mission control, even though half of Earth has been wiped out? Is
Yeah.
Dad, what's he doing?
Dad, you're embarrassing me. Kid, shut up! The fate of everything is on the line right now. Who even let you in here?
If that was in 2020, he'd be sitting there and be like, Dad, I'm trying to do a TikTok.
Dad.
Don't drive into the alien.
Dad, what's he doing?
Dad's about to kamikaze the aliens, lol. Okay, now I'm going to put a filter on that where I wear bunny ears. And also find out which Disney character I am. Okay.
Anyway, so here's the explanation from Colin Campbell. By the way, his name is spelled Colin. He chooses to be called Colin.
Which is not a thing I would do.
Colin's not the word I would choose to be called. But anyway,
We got to ask his parents about that.
yeah, or just anyway from Colin Campbell, the NHL director of hockey operations. You could tell that no NHL person is ever going to be on this show when we say shit like that.
Gary Bettman's been banned. Yeah.
Oh right,
So,
yeah.
like-
Well, listen, I'm sure Gary Bettman was just lining up to be on this show.
Someone from like NHL marketing followed me recently. I'm like, that's going to be a tough follow for you. Oh well.
So on why time wasn't added back after the Blackhawks too many men penalty. Number 1, this was a 5-part statement. This was
Wow.
a grade 7 essay. There are 5. There is the intro. There is the first body, the second body, and the third body, and then there's the conclusion.
And a therefore. Yes.
Therefore.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, there was a timeout, so there was ample time to do what the officials felt they needed to do, if anything. Example, they were not rushed.
Not an explanation of a single thing.
Number 2, we have video of the referee, Chris Schnelker, skating over, questioning the clock operator in the penalty box, then going back over and giving an explanation to Brad Shaw.
So here's what we have so far. 1, the refs could have done stuff. That's what that first
They
bullet
had enough
is.
time to do stuff, is what they said.
Second bullet. Yeah, they had enough time to do stuff. Second bullet. We have video of them attempting to do stuff.
Talking about doing stuff. Not
Talking
attempting.
about the possibility of them doing the right thing.
Number 3, the penalty assessed is a too many men, which requires an assessment of play, i.e. too many men. Kane received the pass, then the officials made an assessment of the player going to the bench and blew the whistle after deciding it was too many men on the ice. The whistle does not sound as soon as Kane touches the puck. It's not a delayed high stick, trip, etc.
It is unbelievably irrelevant to John Tortorella's complaint.
Number 4, the on-ice officials can always adjust the clock if they feel it's required. The official timer can notify the on-ice officials if there are any issues from his perspective. Toronto can get involved if we see issues. Assessing when the whistle is blown is hard for us to do, sitting in Toronto and not being in the building live. So why are you in Toronto? Why not send somebody to every game to assess?
what it is. That's not an explanation. That explanation is explaining what a loser league. What part of the explanation is it's hard.
The people you want at the game assessing are the referees.
Yeah.
You don't need to send anybody. The guys that are on the ice doing the game.
But then he just came out and said, well, it's hard.
It's hard. We can't be at every game. It's hard, Jesse. Well, I don't understand any ref.
We can't just...
They got eyes and ears. They could have gone back and watched the thing and gone, oh, mistake, and corrected it.
We can't just look at the replay.
That's preposterous.
We can't just analyze the replay.
That we're already watching. We can't just watch the replay that we're already watching.
We are only getting involved if the call needs to be overturned. Except when it needs to be overturned.
So, Colin Campbell has so far opted for the burrito bowl.
Therefore,
This is
the fifth part.
ingredients mixed up that mean nothing.
And number 5, what John said in his press conference was unprofessional, along with unacceptable. We're dealing with it, and I've already had an initial conversation with both Jarmo and John.
So he got a $20,000 fine for that. And something I've never seen before in sports, a tentative fine of $25,000. Conditional fine. Yes. Of $25,000 if he says anything else, I guess, the
inflammatory.
NHL deems as inflammatory between now and the end of 2020.
Like the whole year.
Yes.
Yeah. December
I hope he
29th, 2020 is when that ban is lifted.
And
Save that bullet, Johnny.
Oh,
Save
yeah.
that bullet.
Yeah.
Save it for literally January 1st, 2021. And just be a dick. And Blue Jackets fans, big applause to you. You're making the NHL look like absolute assholes.
Yes.
Because I don't know how much money they've raised, but
Just over 5 at last count.
5,000? Okay. Well, they're raising money not to pay Tortorella's fine. They were smart enough not to go that route. But the money is going towards John Tortorella's charity,
Yes.
the Tortorella Foundation, John
Which is
Tortorella?
about saving animals.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Because by all accounts that I've heard, off the ice,
He's
outside
great.
of hockey, great dude.
Now listen, I've been pretty critical of the guy, especially with the Duclair stuff, and there's been other things before. But there is one thing, like here's the thing. When you criticize somebody, people have the tendency to think that you just have a rivalry or that you always will hate this person or not like. He was right. He's 100% right. There's not a thing about... I don't like when he does this to players, sewers guys like he did with Duclair, but...
Yeah, he gets into moods where he's like, you know what? I'm going to say Duclair can't play hockey and also that Panarin shit his pants.
Right.
That was the same presser.
Same presser. But...
You should have got a fine for that.
Probably. But in this case, I mean, well, or if he's correct, he's correct, and he is correct. And the NHL offers absolutely nothing, and and what blows me away.
Make the officials available for comment. Sorry.
Well, yeah, or and do what the NBA does, which is here's what they got right, here's what they got wrong.
Yeah, and here's
accountable.
Imagine how accountable you would be if after every single game they're like, and here's a list of fuck ups.
Here's the problem I'm seeing right now is that there seems to have been, and I know this is going to be a surprise to know, there seems to be a kingdom at that office. And no one talks about it because everybody who broadcasts to the NHL has a connection to the NHL, and you can't say that. But when was the last time you can remember somebody interviewing Gary Bettman and making him uncomfortable? Where it wasn't just like, hey, do you like the Winter Classic? Yeah, we sure do.
Yep. You know,
Sure do. It's great
fans
for the
showed
local
up.
fans.
Ron McLean
Yeah.
got a lot of flack for that, but dude, he was right. Like
To
what?
Torts?
No, like he used to always go at it with Bettman.
Ron McLean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now it's just sort
Because
of like
he could, because Hockey Night in Canada was a CBC thing and they weren't. They are not. I don't think they're allowed to do it anymore. I don't think they're going to
that I
put.
can't
I don't think
comment
Gary Bettman's going to put himself on TV with Ron McLean ever again.
Whoops. Sorry, I was trying to look this up. Colin Campbell is the guy who referred to. Remember all those emails came out?
I do.
He referred to Mark Savard as that little fake artist. This guy, buddy, shut the fuck up forever. How is he still sending press releases after that stuff came out?
I'm surprised that it even came from him. Like Colin Campbell, I don't know. Usually you'd hear from Bill Daly, right? That's usually the guy that it comes through.
I don't know.
It's there's a little fiefdom happening, and it's been happening for years, and it's really annoying because what they're losing with each successive year is accountability. Each year it happens again and again and again, and the power consolidates, and it makes less and less sense, some of these things that they do. And when situations like this arise, you don't get a conclusion. You could still find John Tortorella and say the officials were wrong.
I think that would have been pretty legit.
Like, why would
you
you do
can't-
that? Like, you can't have John doing that. You also can't have you can have John doing that.
People understand that even though they got screwed, you're not allowed to say we got screwed
by the league.
By the
Right.
yes.
You could say that the official made the wrong call. If he'd said that, no fine. But when you
He
say
could
the
have literally
league
just
screwed
stuck
you,
to the facts.
Yeah.
And said the clock went down, and we asked them to put time back on, and they didn't.
it's a joke. Say that.
It's a joke. Yeah, watch and he still might have got dinged for that. Probably not $20,000. I don't know.
But instead of just saying we were wrong and he was wrong, he's getting a fine for it because we can't have that. They do this fine and then a conditional fine. By the way, at this point in Tortorella's career, I don't think $25,000 is going to scare him.
No,
I think it's
I
the
also
fine
don't think
after
he's
that.
paying that. I think his owner's probably like, I'll take care of that for
Yeah,
you.
probably.
You know?
Probably the owner's
We'll
probably
write
just
that into your
pissed.
contract or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we'll give you a $20,000 bonus,
Right.
or a $20,000 vacation somewhere.
gift.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's not on Torts.
yeah.
I don't think so.
I just-
And also, Torts has been a head coach since
why is it?
God knows when. He's got the money.
Why is it so easy for three fucking yahoos with a podcast to go, if I'm the NHL, here's a solution that works for everyone, and the NHL can't figure that out? That's when you start to get into groupthink stuff, and I think that they're right in deep with that. There is just shit with this league where you're like, I cannot for the life of me fathom where they're going with this.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I'm not going to get my head up my own ass and be like, we're very smart on this podcast.
No, but this is the thing. I
But,
just
like,
said we're not.
I know. But like, you watch the clock. Okay, here's where it should have stopped. Oh, it kept going. That's all they had to do. All they had to do.
Right, and all we ask for, and all the players and coaches and everyone, consistency. Just
Get
be
your
consistent.
headphones and your little Tamagotchi that you review stuff on there, and friggin' fix it.
Do what you're paid to do.
Yes.
You get paid a lot of money.
I get
Yeah.
that it was the holiday season and you're dying to get out of there to see whoever. Come on, man, call the game.
How much is your hockey number worth to you?
10 is Steve's.
10's, yeah.
How much is
I've
it
been
worth to
thinking
you,
about
though?
changing it. Not a lot.
Not a lot. Jesse, how tied are you to your number? It doesn't have to be a hockey number, just your number.
My number's 5. I'm pretty tied to it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been my number since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're
Like,
25
do you
in baseball.
believe that if you're playing with not number 5, that you play differently?
A little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a little out of sorts. you
Okay.
know?
All right. So you're aware of it.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Can
That's
you,
interesting.
Can you, like, feel it?
Not on my back. I
No.
can't feel it. I can feel it in my head. It's a mental thing. Yeah.
It's even worse.
See, here's the reason I asked Jesse on that one is because Jesse's the only person who's an actual good
Has
athlete.
played
No,
sports.
Yeah.
Adam, you played
I played hockey
as well?
for 10 years. I was never good at it. In fact, quite the opposite. But number 12, I love number 12, but I'll be other numbers. It doesn't really mean that much. However, for Ilya Kovalchuk, it's worth a Rolex.
Oh, that's not bad.
Brett Kulak got a Rolex from Ilya Kovalchuk after Ilya Kovalchuk signed with the Canadiens because he gave up his number. Ilya Kovalchuk, what number?
17?
That's right. Kulak will now be 77, which I think is a better number anyway.
It's cool.
Better hockey
77's
number.
cool. It's
Yeah.
a good hockey number. But Ilya Kovalchuk wants his number. And by the way, that Ilya Kovalchuk signing was hilarious for a couple different reasons. First off, I think it's a good signing. Montreal
Yes.
sort of fading a little.
There's no risk.
There's no risk. And they can't score goals. They cannot score enough goals. And so if Ilya Kovalchuk plays your Mason Marchment, he's your fourth line winger, but he can actually go out on the power play and you've got cannon from Shea Weber and a cannon from Ilya Kovalchuk. You don't have to have those two cannons on the same power play unit. You can have them on separate units. It doesn't matter.
You should throw out the Kovalchuk that you saw earlier this season
Yeah.
because that was a tremendously unmotivated athlete. Now,
on a
that he's
team
coming
that,
to
on a team that should have never signed him.
yeah, now he's coming to Montreal, a team that seems to really energize guys. It's a new opportunity for him. He's all smiles. I think it could work out, man.
Yeah.
Makes 700 G's.
It's funny to hear Mark Bergevin, though, talk about it. And he was like, well, he knows it's his last chance.
It's
Like, he
true.
came right out and
He's
said
right.
it.
Yeah.
Where's the lie,
I
Mark?
appreciated that.
Yeah.
And it's Druin, Byron, Gallagher, Armia who are all out. Like, you got to take a chance with somebody.
Yeah, and I
you
think
know?
isn't Armia back by the time Kovalchuk? Like if they're going to give him like 10 games. Basically,
Right.
that's what they said. They're like, we'll give you 10 games. If you can't make it work, see ya.
And he's obviously got his money. He said he waved goodbye to the LA money. He's giving away a Rolex for a jersey number.
He's got enough money.
Kovalchuk's fine.
Yeah, he's been set for a while.
Yeah, he legitimately wants to win. And he was just looking for an opportunity to do it. Is Montreal his best option?
I think he legitimately wanted to sign in LA. I don't think he legitimately wanted to win. If he wanted to win, he would have signed with San Jose or somebody else.
Well, when did he sign with them?
LA was clearly not a good team even then.
Yeah, this offseason, I don't think anybody looked at LA.
Players aren't
Kovalchuk.
always great at measuring their best chance to win.
No, I think he wanted to play in LA.
Well, I just
Everybody
remember
wants to win, but it'd be better to win in LA, wouldn't it?
Probably.
And if they don't win,
I just remember when Iginla signed with the Avalanche when they weren't the Avalanche that they are now.
Right.
And I was just like, Jerome, no.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was just a waste of time.
But that might have been, at that point, he might not have had a lot of calls.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. And I'm
Maybe
not
not.
trying
You
to
got-
insult. I'm not trying to be insulting.
Oh, was he forced into that contract,
I
Adam?
don't think it was.
No. I know. Yeah, anyway. But, yeah, no, it's basically a no-risk move
The
for
thing
the
was,
Habs.
Kovalchuk was wanted by Boston, San Jose, and LA, and a few other teams too. Mm-hmm. It's insane that LA. Even at the time, it was insane that LA signed him. Outrageous,
So much
ridiculous, and
money.
it showed. And everybody's like, "There's a lot of revisionist history going on with Kings fans right now because they have a good
Right.
minor league team." A lot of people are like, "Well, no, see, they've been doing this on purpose because they got a bunch of good guys coming up." No, you wouldn't have signed Ilya Kovalchuk.
No.
It's great that your minor league. It's great that the AHL team's doing great. That's awesome.
Sure.
But the two don't have to be linked. They thought Rob Blake and Luc Robitaille thought that the Kings were going to be good.
This was going into the 2018 season.
Yes.
And they legitimately
year.
thought we're gonna
gonna
have a
make the
mini
playoffs.
run. Yeah.
I
It was
think
ridiculous.
They maybe looked at their first round series with Vegas and they go, Fleury stole the whole damn thing. We can do this. We're gonna win just like we did a couple years ago.
You were not rebuilding that year. No.
And it's like, did you see a game of his in the KHL? Can this guy even still skate?
There's a lot of brand recognition with him.
Oh, yeah.
And then he came, and then do you remember the preseason game where he had that one play where he went end to end and he scored, and
everyone's like,
all
oh,
on Twitter was like, oh shit! And I'm just sitting there like, no, he's
No.
gonna be 39 by the time his contract's over. What are you doing?
No.
Yeah.
It's preseason.
And I was about to say something like, well, if they make the playoffs, he's a great playoff performer. Like, remember his Stanley Cup run in 2012? That was 7 years ago. It's
That's
not
even
the
too
same.
long to even talk about that for a coach.
Yeah.
Well, he had a great, it's like Randy Carlyle. Well, he had a great playoff run in 2007, or Babcock, great 2008, 2009.
When Kovalchuk was in the Stanley Cup final, literally no coach in the NHL right now was the coach of the same team that they were in 20. It's a terrible way of wording it. John Cooper is the longest tenured coach.
And he was 4 years ago?
2013.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time.
It is a long time. 6 years.
Good for him. I do think
How
it's a
long
great
is the
move
show
for
been?
Montreal. One thing I got tweeted at me a lot was right before the break, Carey Price went on like a 5-0-1 streak or something like that after I'd said Carey Price has to hit a .920 save percentage for the Canadians to be in the playoffs. And where have they regressed to?
You tell me.
Carey Price has a .902 save percentage and a 3 goals against average, even.
I
Sorry,
saw a
guys.
tweet.
If Montreal is going to make the playoffs, Carey Price has to be better than good.
I saw a tweet that was he's gone from Jesus Price to Jesus Price.
Yeah. Well, it like last night, or I think it was last night or 2 nights ago. I think it was last night. They get the overtime game they lost.
That was Saturday. Yeah, that was last night.
Last night, Saturday. Yeah. So that game, he stood on his head. He had a great game, and they still couldn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not on him. Like he had a terrible November, and then he has a great December, and then even when he's on his game, they can't win.
A really flawed team, man.
Yeah.
It's
That is capable of playing really fun,
Yes.
especially when they're healthy.
But Carey Price has to be a .920 minimum.
he's got to be
even
good.
better because
Probably
even when
better
he's
now.
great, they can't win.
How far did they get when he won MVP? I can't remember.
That year?
Yeah, like second
Wasn't
round?
it second round? Yeah,
Maybe.
they won a first round series. I think.
Man.
I think they wasted the primes of Pacioretty and Subban.
And Price.
And Price.
Price.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
I mean,
they
they
had a
kept
couple
Price.
good runs.
They had a couple
Yeah.
good runs, but I think, boy, if they had just
Well, and the 1 year they lost to the Rangers. I want to say the Rangers, that was 2014 when they went to the final.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Rangers in part because Price was out and they had Dustin Tokarski in net.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember thinking, like, hey, maybe he's an up-and-coming guy the Leafs could get for net.
No.
Not. Turns out not.
Do you remember when it was Cristobal Huet versus Carey Price?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good battle.
That was a major battle.
Cristobal Huet, who lost his starting gig to Antti Niemi, allowing the Blackhawks to win their first cup in 2010.
There you go.
Yes, Cristobal Huet, who still plays in net for France sometimes.
Wow.
Because he is from all the way France. Random nonsense you didn't need to know.
We also, something that happened was, well, since we haven't been around, is Oskar Lindblom's diagnosis came out. So he has what's called...
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll cop to that. I just forgot to mention it.
Oh, okay. Well, Ewing sarcoma is a cancer in the bones that can develop in the soft tissue surrounding bones. It's common in teens and young adults. Although very rare, it is the second most common type of bone cancer in children. And Oscar's 23 years old, so still pretty close to that.
Fucking brutal, man.
Crazy. And especially when it gets into your bones, that's very scary. So shout out to Philly fans who've been amazing about the support and players around the league that have, former teammates like Wayne Simmons I saw
It
wearing
was cool.
it.
Yeah, Subban and a bunch of other Devils.
Hashtag Oscar Strong.
Yeah, man.
I hope everything goes well and that we're seeing him hopefully on the ice by I would assume next season. I don't know. I don't know how
he's
long.
not coming back this year.
No.
But yeah, hopefully, it's a simple recovery and an easy one.
And let's do the press conference.
The Presser. SDP.
You guys.
The Steve Dangle Press
some paper.
Conference.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
Here we go.
Super easy trivia.
Super easy trivia.
Super easy.
I need a pen. Do you need paper?
I need paper.
I got. Wow. You
Trade
got
you.
chocolate in my peanut butter. Here you go.
Here we go. All right.
So I'm going to ask you guys to make a list from 1 to 8. So on the side of your paper, chart 1 to 8.
Okay.
Now, did I need a pen that worked or?
Preferably.
What comes after 3?
It's the Q.
Okay, good.
1, 2,
Q.
3, 4.
Is it working?
Yep.
This trivia question comes from a listener. His name is David Rosengren.
I don't trust him.
What kind of name is Rosengren? What do you think?
Kind of name is Dave.
I call it
David,
Davy Rose.
Yeah.
we're going to do a look back on...
Me too. Sorry.
We're going to do a look back on 2019 quiz. So you guys have 1 through 8 listed there.
Got
correct?
it.
All right. So this is the most clicked team rosters of 2019.
Most clicked team rosters on what?
EliteProspects.com.
So wait a second. Can that include? Does that mean NHL teams or just?
So I'm going to fill in the non-NHL teams. You're going to have to fill in the other ones.
The NHL teams.
The NHL teams.
Okay. All right. So there'll be some like league
Okay.
teams and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So
Okay.
number 1, a non-NHL team. Lexens IF is number 1, so you can put that there. You just cross out. You don't have to do number 1. Number 2.
That's number 1?
Yes.
The number 1 most searched roster?
Most clicks on their Elite Prospects page.
Okay.
Lexens IF. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly.
Sweden.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely not. They had 322,000 views. I'm not saying that.
320,000 views. Okay.
322,000 views. Yes. Number
Why?
2 is an
Okay.
Eastern Conference team.
I assume.
You can just put it. You don't have to just write it down. We'll check the answers after we go through all 8. Number 3, an Eastern Conference team.
Man, I got to look at Eastern Conference teams.
Yes. Remember, most popular teams, most clicked on their Elite Prospects page, team rosters.
Okay.
All right, so you guys got number 3 as an Eastern Conference team. Number 4, IK Oskarham.
Literally don't even know what league.
I don't even know what league that is. Is that German?
I don't know. I assume.
IK Oscar.
I could have done some work, but I didn't look them up.
I've never heard of that team.
Oskarsham.
I've never heard of that team.
Well, let me find out for you. I'll tell you a little bit about IK Oskarsham,
Do it.
ice hockey club from Sweden.
Sweden.
Plays in the SHL.
And IK stands for I know.
After succeeding through the 2019 SHL qualifiers, thus earning the promotion to the top league in the SHL, guys.
Oh. Number 5 on your list is a Western Conference team. 201,000 website clicks on their team roster.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Hold on.
Oh.
Gotta think here.
It was very sexual, yeah.
Number 5,
Yeah.
Western Conference team.
Oh, God. I'm so uncomfortable.
Okay.
Number 5, a Western Conference. Number 6, an Eastern Conference team. Number 6, an Eastern Conference team.
Okay.
Number 7, you get an extra hint for number 7.
A Central
When
Conference team.
when you're ready, I will give you the extra hint.
Colin Campbell.
The extra hint for number 7 is they're a Western Conference team based in Canada. And narrows it down a little. Give you a little bonus there.
Whoa!
Number 8, Farstad BK.
Farstad.
Farstad.
That is SHL as well.
There you go.
Farjestad.
Farstad BK.
I love
All
Sweden.
right.
I love Sweden and their names.
Farjestad
Let's
Burger
pull it
King.
up. Who you guys got for number two on the most clicked team roster of 2019 on EliteProspects.com?
Steve Dangle.
I have the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ding, ding.
Shit, I said Carolina.
Ah.
What? Okay.
No, the
Steve-
reason I said I was picking teams that were had good farm systems.
Oh,
You just got to think of popularity.
I did not use my brain that much. So you overthought it.
So it's 1 for Steve, 0 for Adam.
Okay.
Number 3 on the most clicked teams. Who you got, Steve?
I have the Ottawa Senators.
Oh, Adam, who you got?
I have the New York Rangers.
Well done, Adam.
Hey.
The New York
All right,
Rangers
all right,
came in at number 3.
The
Number 4?
Sens just had such a wacky year.
They
and
did.
They're in a rebuild, so I was thinking farm.
Right,
So
but then
it's one
you have
more.
to understand that people in Ottawa don't care about hockey right now.
Well, there was that. I probably shouldn't have had them at 3.
I'm kidding.
All right, so we move down
kidding,
on
they
to number 5.
Yep.
Who do you got, Steven?
Actually, most of their page is tarped off. Sorry. Anyway,
oh,
They didn't, hold
That
on,
was-
it's
that was
blacked
cruel.
out because they didn't fund it.
Oh, no.
my goodness.
Ottawa, I'm so sorry.
2020, let's
I'm
go!
so sorry.
All right.
It's a new decade.
It's a new
Adam,
decade.
Who'd you have at number 5?
Avalanche.
I had the Oilers.
Incorrect for both of you. It is the Chicago Blackhawks at number 5.
They're popular.
All right, number 6. Who you got, Steve?
I had the Montreal Canadiens.
I too had the Montreal Canadiens.
Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Again, rebuild.
Who you got at number 7? It's tied 1-1. This is the final answer.
See, you said Western Conference Canadian team. I already said the Oilers, and it wasn't them, so I have the Vancouver Canucks.
And
Adam,
I
who you
have
got?
the Edmonton Oilers.
Adam, you win trivia.
Start
2020 on a new leg. There we go, baby.
Yes!
Big dub. Turning the page. New calendar, new year. Adam Wild coming up
Man,
big in the clutch.
You know, that's big. That's big for me. It's big for me. I needed that. I needed
Big
that
win.
win.
It's a big dub.
Big win.
Today, W stands for wild.
That's right. That's right.
Adam Winald.
Can you
Show
believe it?
title.
Can you believe
Write
it,
it
Steve?
down.
Can you believe it?
I can, because Adam answered more questions correctly than I did.
It's great. It's great, guys. Good times.
Listen, if you're gonna lose, you might as well lose to the best.
Wow.
Wow.
Good point. Good point.
I know.
That's how I felt all the last. I think I won one trivia the last
I think you won
in
the first one.
2019, and then that was it.
Yeah. No, I think it was the second one. I think we were like, oh, it's tied 1-1. This is going to be a close
Whoa.
battle.
Nope.
And they didn't win.
And then I'm like, Sprague Cleghorn. Somehow that's right. Okay.
Well, anyway,
We're all done here.
that's our show for today. We'll be back Wednesday.
What'd
Yeah.
you guys think of the New Year's Eve ice surfing?
Oh, it was so.
I watched it on repeat all New Year's Day.
Did you read my tweet?
No.
You said you asked for
Oh,
the most
I think I
iconic
did.
hockey moments of the decade, and I said Steve Dangle joining ice surfing. And it got at least 100 likes, and I don't understand why you didn't read it on ice surfing.
Because you're a dick.
That's a good reason, though. That's a
well,
good reason not to read something.
Worse than you're a dick, you're a bell employee.
I listen.
Kiss my ass. Mr. Bell, I didn't watch a minute of the World Juniors.
Oh,
That's not
no.
true. That's not true. That's not true.
I'm gonna start my own Twitter show here at Bell.
Oh yeah, what's it gonna be called?
It's gonna be called
Ice smurfing. And it's just
Rink
gonna be
riding.
you,
Rink
painted
riding.
blue from head to toe, talking about hockey. Ice smurfing with Adam Wilde.
Smurfing.
And you too.
I'm not a part of this.
You're gonna be the world's tallest Smurf.
All right.
Anyway, we're gonna leave on that. We'll see you Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy 2020 and happy new decade.
Woo!
I disagree. Frig your decade and frig off.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness. Connection complete.